What's up with you? What's up with you? Back at it. What's up with you? What's up with you? Back to it. Let me see. Can you hear me? And you can hear me. Okay. Now we talking. Yeah, we got Tamar Braxton. Woo. Let me tell you something, bro. You got to learn from these mistakes, man. You don't want to get old, man, and you single out here. You messed up, and you just messed up. It's a time and a place to do that. You don't want to make mistakes like having babies. But yeah, you want to smash. I mean, if that's what you want to do, but you got to be looking at the clock, man. Just like you got to get up in the morning, you wake up at say 4 o'clock. You got to get up at 6. You go back to sleep. It's 5:30, 5:45. You say, all right, I'm gonna get on up because I got to be there. I got to be where I got to be. You know, um, that's the same thing with this dating stuff, man. You don't want to age out, man. See, people age out and they think they can make up for that lost time. You can't make up for that lost time. You can't make up for that lost time. Now this Tamar Braxton, she got money, right? She does. Most people don't have money, so she does have that. And she got fame. See, this is what the mistake is. People see people like her, and then they think that it ain't gonna work for you. Now I'm not saying in no way am I saying that you should give up. I never said that. I never said give up, but I mean, man, she's and this is about being smart, just making good decisions. She dealt, I don't know, she picked the men. I don't know why they didn't work out. She picked him. She got a boy now. He's 12. She has issues. One dude talked about violence. I think that dude said he got assaulted. He had to get away from her. He had to put a restraining order on her. She's got a temper. And see that right there, that's a problem. I'm being for real. That's a problem. We play the game in the black community. We play the game in the black community like, oh man, that's just the way she is, and it'll be okay. Nah, man, it don't work that way. Let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something about that. If you dealing with, or you in a relationship and she just mad disrespectful, man, whether you like it or not, it's not meant to be. I'm saying maybe I don't care if you think she the greatest, mostest, bestest. It's not meant to be, man. Your safety, your sanity is just more important. And let me tell you what you got to confront yourself. I get it. I get it. You don't want to lead. You don't want to lead. You want to get that thing. I know. I get that part. You want to hit that thing. You want to get back up. I get that. But your sanity, your safety is more important. And this is the key thing that you always remember. She is only doing that to you. If you were the man that she wanted, she wouldn't be acting like that. They don't act like that around. When they with a man that they want, all of that temper stuff, all of that stuff go out the window. It simply goes out of the window. Bad behavior. When they want that man, I'm telling you, man. Now, it's a transactional thing, right? You there for some, just for a moment, you in it. Well, yeah, because they really could care less if you stay or go. So it's about getting their way. It's about I'm gonna do what I want to do. And in a lot of ways, when you're in a relationship, a lot of ways it's to disrespect. What I'm saying is she's disrespectful to you because you have no value to her. Oh, she'll tolerate you. You pay bills, you show up on time, you're a good guy, you love her, but you're not the one. So she's not going to compromise or change anything. And this is Tamar. Now, my whole point of doing this to teach people. I'm teaching you out here, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't blow these opportunities. This woman could have found her a good, solid man. She could have. She chose not to. And look at her now, 48 years old, single mom, sitting on a YouTube stream. We're gonna play the video. We got the video sitting on a YouTube stream talking about she's a recovering alpha. I got to learn how to control my temper. That's not funny. And let me tell you why that's not funny, because it's the man who winds up getting thrown in jail. That's not funny. If you were a man and you could just sit there and act like having fights with your in your relationship, it don't mean anything. That you man, that shit ain't cool, man. And I'm telling you, if they're doing that to you, they don't want you, man. You got to get over your ego, man. That's a woman who don't want you. And them dudes that she was with, even the dude she had the baby with, she didn't want them dudes, man. That white dude that she met on the TV show, she didn't. Her and that dude, they fell off. That stuff flamed out, man. And I'm telling you, man, look, Tamar, as far as some of her music, I don't even know how much she sings, but she had a couple of songs, a couple of hits. I like I know that was on the front line. I like that song. I haven't heard it in years, but I like the front line. Yeah, I like that one. It's hard to believe she sings like. I'm serious. It's hard to believe she sings music like that. Like that's your song? The way you act? That's you? What's up with you, bro? Ain't that something, man? So you wait a minute, that's your song? That's you singing that song, and the one dude he had to file a restraining order against her. He had to get out of the hotel with her. Said she went upside his head, and he had to end it all. It's like that's wait a minute, but that's you singing the front line, and we know that she's just singing. She could care less about the song. And as a man, bro, this is what's out there. I want you to know what you want to know. What's out there on the market? And this is the thing you have to remember: the women who are off the market, a lot of them know how to act right. A lot of them know just how to act. They know how to behave. They just know how to act right, man. They know how to be pleasing. They know how to get along. That part, that part, that part. You got to know how to get along with somebody, man. You got to have a pleasant household. You're walking around your house. You want peace and you want that shit to be pleasant, man. You out here working, you come home, you want a peaceful home. You don't want to have to deal with that. You got temper problems. Hey, listen, listen, listen to me. Every time we go somewhere, you lose your temper, you start cussing people out. Guess what? People piss me off all the time, but guess what? I handle it because I got to deal with. I got to handle it. Everything ain't a reason to get upset about, and she gets upset a lot. But see, I learned my lesson. Women who do that, they don't want you. They just don't want you, man. Now we know guys will give money, they'll simp. We know guys will kiss ass, they'll do whatever, right? But what they get is they get the worst side of that woman when they do that. Because that woman don't have to compromise anything. That woman don't have to compromise anything. You're gonna get the worst side of her. And in a lot of ways, it's your fault. Because part of helping her is her being under control. That's a part of helping her be the best she can be. Yeah, be under control. Control yourself, control your temper. What do you want out of this relationship? Now she's looking for a hubby. You'd have to tell her, hey, listen, yeesh. Woo, that's way up. That's up there in 40, 58. You 50? Now you ready to settle down? Are you gonna act right? See, that's another thing. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that she's gonna act right, brother. Do you think she's gonna act right? We're gonna play the video, brother. She's gonna get into what she's looking for. Well, I'm asking you, do you think? So I'm saying, as a man, that's a big deal, man. You get married to her, and she's got all of these failed relationships and all of these problems, and you look at it and say, when are you gonna say you're ready to get up out of this? So that's why most men are not gonna deal with that, and she doesn't understand that. She doesn't understand it. And the men that's in her DMs who she says she don't like, well, that's your man. She don't understand that's her dating pool. The reason you don't have quality men of value in your DMs because they don't see a woman who's of value. And I know that's nobody wants to hear that. All I got in my DMs, this is her. All she got in her DMs, Tamar's DMs is filled with pookies, guys who want, the gigolos, guys who want to get that money. Dusty pookies and guys who want to, there ain't no quality men in her DMs. And it's sad too, man, when I see my sister, man, age out like this. That shit's sad. And Tamar, you 48, I would say 15 years ago, right around, I guess, was it right around her first song? You should have been seriously looking for a husband then. And then you look at the Braxtons, I mean, like which one of them is married? I mean, I don't know. I don't keep up with them. I suspect none of them, right? None of them, right? Which one of those women, that whole family, the Braxton family, which one of them is married? That's terrible, man. Nothing like a Thanksgiving, man. And I think she got a son too. That's wow. Nothing like going to Thanksgiving, man, in a house full of unmarried women and you're a boy. Wow. You're looking around a house full of unmarried women and you're a boy. There's limits, man. You gotta know when to quit, man. That's fine. You know what? This is a wonderful lesson for modern women. Have your fun, do your thing, but don't age out. Think about what you're doing. It's not about dating Pookie. It's not about dating a man you don't want to date. You just need to get serious before you age out. And if you decide to have a child in your 30s, whether you like him or not, man, unless there's some domestic violence, whether you like that man or not, you might as well go ahead and you got to do another 20 with him because you got to raise the kid. You got to do another 20. And you have to be serious about who you marry, man. This is a serious world right here. And like I said, you can learn a lot from these celebrities. One thing you can learn is not to be like them. Don't make these mistakes. Now, we know she got her money and her fame. That's going to some degree save her. But that's not smart. I don't know who you are. If you out here, that's not smart, man, to be turning 50 single like that. Do you want a man? And you need to say why you can't get a man. Why can't you get a man? Or you have a bad temper, you need to go get some help. What do you want out of a relationship? Do you want something out of it or you don't want nothing out of it? You got to go get some help. He said Corey and Ant. What is that? I don't know something about that. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Is this something? I don't really keep up with what's going on. Am I missing something? Maybe just trolling, just throwing stuff in the chat box. And I hope not, the people I know, the guy I know named Corey and Anton, I hope that's not true. We got the video. We're going to play the video. Let me grab this video. It's only 5 minutes long. Yeah, here we go.
So does this show make...
Ooh, let me cut this volume down. Fair use, fair use. I'm going to check this out. Right here. Fair use, fair use. Here we go.
You want to still get married?
Girl, yes, I am a wife. I am not no streetwalker. And I'm upset I'm still in the street. Like, what's going on?
Why are you still in the streets?
Because
I know your DMs are full. Are you just not
they're not
wanting
full of
to
the
look?
right realization.
You know, and it's sad too that she's not, and it's immaturity. Immaturity. You gotta understand. You know, it's okay to be immature and young. It's not good, but it's acceptable to a man. But to be old, oh, no, I'm not going. Okay, 48. How about that? If you make the determination if that's old or not, to be 48 and immature, that shit, man, that's just not appealing, man. It's just not. It's not appealing. But who wants to deal with that? You are immature woman. You a baby mama, and you immature, and you entitled.
There's not the right gas. Okay. I take premium. It's getting very much regular unleaded. Thank you.
What type?
That's entitlement. You see that? And there's an old saying, beggars can't be choosy. There's a yeah, you know, it's and how many women are gonna stay single, man? How many women are gonna stay single? How many women are gonna stay single waiting for Mr. Right to hit the DMs? And then they finally find the so-called Mr. Right, and he ain't looking for a marriage. So they just age out. They turn down opportunities and they just get older. And then we know they slowly get bitter. It's sad to see that, man.
Of man is Tamar
A good
attracted to?
man.
What does that mean anymore?
A good. Let's start there. You find that, and then we can go down.
She's like, it's tough out here. Really?
Yeah.
Just a good man.
Start with the good man.
I think people are. We talked about this, and we were saying that sometimes people might feel intimidated because you are a type of woman who knows
oh my God, that drives me crazy.
what you want.
No. Listen, let me tell you something. There are so many successful women nowadays. I think it's irresponsible to entertain this conversation. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that is not a deficit in a relationship because your woman is balling and a boss.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? And we gotta like.
Yeah, well, actually, for quality men, that doesn't matter. It don't matter. Okay, she makes more money than you. Okay. You're her man. That's your woman. You know, okay, she makes more money. She makes double what you make. Now, it depends on the woman, right? I'm serious. Because you're talking men, women, right? It depends on the woman. If the woman's a bad person, she's a bad person. She's going to treat you bad. She's going to take advantage of a situation where she makes more money than you, and she's going to treat you. She's going to son you because she got more money than you. But she's a good person. Hey, it's good that you guys make more money. And as a man, the way you approach that is, hey, that's your money. You know, we have bills to pay, but I don't want any of your money. That's your money. Save your money. You know, let's be together. Okay. If it gets to the point where there's potentially a marriage, you know, you have to deal with that accordingly, but it's irrelevant. Okay. You make more money. Look at that car. That's your car. Look, I'm driving this car. Wow. You got a nice car. Oh, you make 200,000 a year. Okay. Well, you know, you talk to her and you don't have to bring that up. But what I'm saying is, man to man, you talk to her. You ain't there to be her accountant. You know, she makes more money than you. Okay. Stop. Don't let these dudes, if she's a good woman and you want her, it don't matter what she makes. And any woman who would take advantage of you or try to make you feel less, you have to read the warning signs. That's a woman you don't want to deal with. That's a relationship you don't want to have. That's a relationship that you can't have with someone like that. If a person wants to be abusive, man, and they're abusive, you got to leave them alone.
Change that conversation. Like, no, you're not intimidated to come talk to me because I done bossed up and I got some money. That's what we're supposed to do.
But I don't think it's the money thing. I think it's just because you're very confident and guys know that they can't step to you halfway. It's got to be. Baby,
yeah,
you
but
have
I'm
your
a
ducks in
recovering
row.
alpha female. See what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Recovering is the word.
So what does that mean? You want to be soft?
Yes.
Ooh.
I work at it every day.
Okay.
Yeah. I have no interest in being an alpha female. I don't know.
That's ridiculous. Tamara's not getting. Look, she's single. She's 48. She got a lot of money. She got fame. She's single. I'm at that point. She's single. She's 48, single with a lot of money and fame, but she's single. Guys are not to step into. That's the whole point. She said they got to come. Why? Why would a guy have to come correct to her? Why? Why would a guy have to be careful with how he comes to her? Okay, she's a celeb, but outside of that, why wouldn't she date a guy who works at who drives for UPS? Why not? She's not a value. Men of value are not going to date. They don't want to date her. It's a behavior thing, and don't nobody want to go through that, man. Don't nobody want to go through that, man. That shit ain't cool, man. You get in a relationship, the police outside the house, she gets mad, she's insanely jealous. She's accusing you constantly of cheating. Nah, man, you got to have peace in your life, man. She's got to calm down. She's got to behave. And remember this, they do it for the men they want. See, you got to always remember that. Whenever you ask a woman to do something, remember, you're not asking too much, because if you were the man she wanted, she'd do it. The fact that she doesn't want to do it, you're not the man she wants. And if you choose to pursue that relationship, then you got to accept everything that comes with it.
I'm going to run my man. I don't want to go toe to toe with him. And I don't want that. No, I chose him because I feel like he can lead and guide and protect.
Yes.
Why am I challenging that?
Okay, there you go. Now you're talking. Lead, protect, and guide. Okay, now you're talking. She's talking right now.
I'm not doing that.
So you having to have been alpha female means that you were just in survival mode and you had to just take the lead,
baby,
because they wasn't leading.
And you know what? It is a blurred line. Like when you're running your own business or you're a single mother, and you just gotta get things done, and you can't wait on anybody, But I believe that having a spouse is a partnership. You have to wait on him.
Absolutely,
and it's okay.
Okay,
it's okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So fellas, I don't know what you're waiting on. Hello. She's here. She's ready.
But not just any fella.
Not just, obviously. If you're paying attention, it's not just any fellas.
Don't say fellas, because not all of y'all.
Men.
Some of y'all stay right there and be blessed in the spirit. Okay.
And there you go. There you go. That's the problem right there. She's entitled. And in this society, they don't teach people that they lose value, whether they like it or not. And the market, who sets the value, is the people who are available. If you're only attracting pookies, I get that. I get that part. I mean, a lot of women, they dress a certain kind of way, and they say, well, pookies are intimidating. They're right. Pookies aren't really going to talk to professional women. Not like that. You can look at the numbers. I'd say for every professional woman, if there's 10 pookies or 10 undesirables, maybe one of them. But if you half naked and you skanked out, all 10 of them gonna come running. They're gonna come running. But she don't have value, man, and she's talking like she does, and that's one of the biggest problems with all of this stuff. The woman, she doesn't have any value.
Of God, a good man, someone who can lead.
There. Those are the bases.
She's like, so you don't even have to be attractive.
Well,
you said you want to start there. What if they're not attractive? Can you overlook that?
Well, I'm not having any babies.
What? Tamar.
And what's sad for men is dudes actually going to deal with that. I get it, box and all of that, but man, look how she talking, man. I don't see how a grown man would want to even talk to someone who's that immature and silly. That's not funny, man. And that's precisely her problem. The man who comes into her life who tries to mold her, she don't want that to happen. That's what she needs, though, isn't it? Isn't that strange how our society is? The thing she needs the most is the thing that she keeps running from.
Okay. I get it. All right.
But I'd like to somebody to be, yeah. But I want to be more attracted to your spirit. I want to be attracted to the inside. Because I'm going to tell you something. Like, being on the outside for so long, and did I say I'm upset about being on the outside? And so long. But being on the outside so long, it's like the cute ones are so ugly in the inside. Yeah. Like, they got more issues than Vogue.
Okay, you 48 saying this. This is something you should have learned when you was 22. You should have learned this when you was 22 years old. You 48 saying this. What they say? What's they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing but expecting a different result. She's 22 saying. I mean, she's 48 talking about a lesson that she's learned over and over again.
And I don't have no time for it. And then the Rasta pasta that they have, Rasta. And I call it Rasta pasta because it got so many. It's not, the ingredients is all different. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
The Rasta pasta that we have, I'm not getting ready to jump in that bowl with them.
Yeah.
Y'all.
She said, it's the metaphors for me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're not jumping in the bowl.
Yeah.
I hear you. I do think that there is someone out there for you.
Oh, I know it is. I prayed for him all the time. And I include him in, no, for real. People thought I was crazy yesterday because I had a show yesterday and I always pray before a lot of things, but before a show. And I pray about my husband.
Okay.
I say, thank you, God, for bringing him here. He's so amazing and beautiful and wonderful and generous and kind. And he fits right in with the group. Yeah, I do it all the time.
And that's called manifestation.
And here he comes.
And he's on the way.
Thank you.
And I'm listen, I just want to be at the wedding. That's all.
Well, she's dreaming. And this is typical modern this is modern relationship. This is modern women. This is what you see. Tamar's 48. She's a little, older, but yeah, she thinks Tamar Braxton thinks like Ice Spice thinks. She thinks like Glorilla thinks. She's 48 and they think the same way. Now she's praying. And then when you talk about the guys who do go overseas, they don't want to deal with this mentality. And this is sad, man. My sisters like go out like this. This shit's sad. Like you're dreaming. You're dreaming. You're no different than the guy who thinks that whatever his fantasy is going to crawl into his inbox, and she's got low body count. And she's just waiting for him. Wait on it, bro. Has it happened yet? Has it happened ever before? Why would it happen now? "48 years old, no man." I don't even know what to say about that, man. Oh, I see what they're talking about. They're talking about Corey Holcomb. Okay. Okay. I got you now, brother. I got you. He said all of them married except the mother and Tamar now. Okay. Okay. But the point is, if you're a single man, this mentality is out there, right there amongst the dating pool, and you got to deal with that. And if you're an older man, you're in your 30s, You just don't want to have to deal with that. You want your woman to be mature. You want her to act responsibly so that you can get things done. Look, all of that stuff, smashing that'll come. That'll come, but you still want a quiet household. You don't want someone who's 48 that's trying to act like they're 18 years old, act like they're 28. They're 48, but they behave like they're eight. Nobody want for what? Go to the club to do what? You gonna twerk in front of everybody and drink and yell and scream at 48? That's them days are over, right? And guys will do it. Guy, you'll go out and she'll get in the club and she'll start clowning, and that's fine. All of them are clowning, right? That's fine. She can do that, but damn, she can do it, but damn, you know what I mean? Now we know she was chasing a zaddy. We know she was chasing out here chasing a zaddy, and that she met him on the dating show, and that washed out. That failed. And something about she was in some type of accident or something. Yeah, man. And the thing about it, as you age like that, what happens is your support system, as you get now, she's got her sisters. Tamara's just a bad example of a single woman. She's just a bad example because she's got her sisters. She's not someone who really has to uh, care about her well-being. When somebody's 48, 50, they have to look at their well-being. Their parents could have passed away, their family is married, they might not have tight relationships, so they have to date or they have to be in relationships that's beneficial, not just in the bedroom but outside the bedroom. At 48, the way she talks, like I said, she talks like Glorilla talk. She has the same mentality those young women have. She does. She does. She has the same mentality, and that's sad because it's not working. It's not working. As you sit back and watch, you see that mentality is not working. That's a terrible mentality to have at 48. That you praying for a man and no, that's ridiculous. And the knuckleheads in your DMs are not on your level, and you're the one that's single. I bet you most of those dudes in your DMs are married. They're in relationships. You're the one that's single. They probably just want to smash. But that entitlement though, but until she loses that entitlement, she's not a worthy candidate to date. Until she just gets rid of the sense of entitlement that she's gonna get a quote unquote good man at 48 with a baby mama. And she just dated the dude. That dude got like 5 kids. The white dude, the lawyer, he got like 5 kids. That man got a rack of children. And they was about to get married and they called it off. So I don't know. Who knows why? And a 12-year-old boy, that's gonna occupy as a man. If you get with a woman that's got a 12-year-old son, as a man, that's man, your Saturdays are finished. I mean, yeah, you can go in and do your work and catch up, but the free time is gonna mostly be with him. It's gonna mostly be with taking care of him, doing things with him, because he's got to learn, helping him learn. And you may find yourself more spending more time with him than she does. especially a black man. They really, let me tell you something, they'll do that to a black man in a minute. You get with a woman that's got some kids, man, I swear you will, it don't even make sense when you think about it. You will actually be around her kids way more than her. People will actually think they're your children from seeing you go places, go to the store, go to the gas station, visit. They're gonna think they're your kids. You be like, nah, man, it's my girl kids. Isn't that? And I'm saying that's something that guys got to deal with. Isn't that crazy when you think about it? Isn't that when you just sit back and you think about that? Isn't that insane? Like the stream, brother. Like the stream. I saw that. I wanted to talk about that. We're gonna do more streams. I could do preloads, but I'm so used to doing live streaming, man. I'll probably stick with the live stream. She hit the wall, man. That's the red pill. They teach that, and they teach that because they're trying to get these guys a break. They're trying to get these guys to understand that that's a real thing. She's hit the wall, and a woman can overcome the wall. She's just gonna have to be ready to change. She's gonna have to say, "Hey, it's time for me to change. I can't continue to be the same person I was. Failed marriage, running off men, uh, choosing the wrong man, raising a kid by myself. If it, and then they got to look around and say, if it wasn't for my family, where would I be? And that's in her situation. Yeah, where would she be? Because 48, normally that you can't really depend on your parents. People have lives. They have obligations to their spouses and their kids. They just can't be there for you. That's why you have to make the right decisions young so that they manifest and bring you the proper outcome. You have to do that. Tamara didn't do it, and it's sad. And she still got the wrong attitude. She's being immature about this. Is very serious. And in a lot of cases, money can hinder you. When you have access to resources like funds, the money she has, it hinders your development. You don't truly develop the way you should. She should value her man and her relationship more than she values her money. Because guess what? She's been getting money. She just can't find no man. So which one is more? Which one is more important? The money or the man? She can't find a man that she feels comfortable with. But she got the money. And that should tell her right there how much that money don't mean nothing tomorrow. Yeah, you got to pay your bills, but tomorrow, think about it. The money is meaningless. You can't find a quality man. You got a boy there. He's 12. He's about to become a teenager. What man is going to be there to guide him on his journey? Randoms, random, random slaw that you meet all across. That you think that's going to be good? Are you ready to be a wife? And do you have the reasoning and the logic to get into a relationship and produce an outcome that benefits you? Are you ready for it? And I don't think tomorrow, that's sad too, man. Look at it. And we look at the black community. Look at my sister right here. That's sad to see my sister going through hell like this. My sister, she's accomplished. Look, with respect, she has some other issues, right? With respect to those issues, she's just not happy. And those men, the reason she had all of those meltdowns is because she didn't want that man. Look, man, I've dated women who really didn't want me, and I caught holy hell doing it. And then I thought it was me. No, they didn't want me. So they didn't check their behavior. They didn't do any of that because they didn't value me. They didn't want me. Then I dated women who wanted me. And guess what? Some kind of way, I didn't have those problems. I was doing the same thing, but I wasn't presented with the same problems. I was doing the same things, but I wasn't meeting the same outcome as before. And you say, I see Clarissa Shields, right? I saw they was calling her a pick-me, right? They were saying she's just a pick-me. The woman that's dating Papoose, she's a pick-me, and she ain't that attractive, and she's just completely not my type. But I would rather be with a pick-me than a Tamar. I just would rather be with a pick-me than Tamar, because Tamar don't know how to treat a man. And Tamar's not going to solve her problems. It's one thing to have a problem. It's another thing to seek a solution. You got a bad attitude. What are you doing to change? What changes are you making? If I dated Tamar, the first thing I would say on the date, the first thing is, okay, you're 48, you're single, you have a son. What did you learn from those relationships? Did you learn anything? And then once she gives me that answer, I'm going to say, okay, what changes are you making now to try to prevent that from happening again? If she says something like, nigga, that was their fault. Fuck you mean? I got to that's what I'm saying. That you in the date, you said, check, please. You say, check. You motion for the waiter. Check. Give me the check. I'll take the check now. This is not a relationship. This is not what I signed up for. Dudes are afraid to do that, though. Dudes want to they want to walk on eggshells. They want to look past red flags. But see, ultimately the woman, her, because you can't control hey man, they control themselves, but if they're not willing to control themselves, because they're the one who controls all of that, they're going to take it out on you. They're going to take out all their frustrations, all their disappointments. They're going to take that out on you. And guess what? Your sanity, your safety, all that's going to be at risk. Society does not favor men, it favors women. So she gets to dumping on you. What if you have a temper? What if you don't want to be played with? This is what you got to deal with, man. This is modern dating right here, brother. After all that, this is what you wind up with. And the money, her, she's talking about professional women. Look, first of all, look, the type of men she's talking about, they're not going to date her, man. They're going to see the red flags, and they're going to opt. There are other women out there who don't have those struggles. They don't have the struggles. They don't have to go through the same thing with them. That woman, she just is not held back by her issues, her situation. And her problem is she doesn't want to grow up. I mean, I don't even know if she even still sings music. I don't know. I don't keep up with her. She put an album out last year. She doesn't want to grow up. And this immaturity thing, it's affecting dating too, man. This lets me stay 21 till I'm 61. It's affecting everything, man. It's affecting dating. Somebody's got to grow up. Somebody's got to be the adult in the room. When she went to that versus and she wiped the sweat off Birdman's head, that was immature. And if any man that's dating her, look, man, you got to call your woman out. You know, that's unacceptable. See, and it ain't about being controlling. It ain't about being insecure. But no, you don't profess to be my woman, and you on a video wiping the sweat off of your sister's husband's head. No, you don't do. And why would you want to do that? You look at him and say, "No, you got to get another somebody else to do that." You have to do that. You say you got to get somebody else to do that. You my brother-in-law, but I'm not wiping sweat beads off your head. I'm not fixing your shirt. I'm not doing things like that for you. She could have went. She could have went. She could have stood on stage. She could have went. But now you don't do that. That's what I'm saying. This is her problem. Is like I said, she hasn't. First of all, none of the dudes she's ever dated, like publicly dated, they're a bunch of simps, and they've allowed her to get away with everything. And this is what she's become. She's masculine, and she needs somebody who can put her in check. And that's the sad thing about these relationships. She needs a man who's going to take the role of a leader and give her direction and give her authority and guide her. And all of this bragging and stuff, you single, but you own YouTube, sitting with another woman who's probably single, talking about y'all going to get these uh, fantasy men, these fantasy men. Yeah, you're not going to get men like that. You're never going to get men like that. You're going to get dudes who are probably Tamar 48. She'll probably get a guy 61 who's maybe in great shape. Great shape for his age. Maybe he made a few dollars. Not a Jordan, but like a Charles Oakley type. And I don't even know how old Charles Oakley is, but a man like that, older brother, got a few dollars, nothing big. But it's not going to work if Tamar's not going to listen, and that's the problem. She's just not going to listen, and she's hit the wall. The wall is real. It's just not going to work, man. She's hit the wall. She's hit the wall. And Father Time is undefeated. Father Time's undefeated. Like the stream, brother. And her last relationship, Tamar, her last relationship with the zaddy, he's got 5 kids. I mean, he wasn't. She called that a catch. He was on the show to date. He went on a dating show. He's got 5 kids, all of them from black women. He is a lawyer. He is a lawyer, but his behavior and that fell apart. That fell apart, man. And she's not easy to get. That's another thing. Where guys getting that this woman is somehow easy to get. That woman ain't easy to get, man. I mean, she ain't hard to get. Look at her past. Look at the men she's dated. If I dated her, I'd ask her, is she looking for a man? And if she smiled and said, yeah, I said, okay, well, first thing we got to do is get you out of that house. We got to get you out of that house of your sisters. We got to get that. I mean, you can see them on holidays, but you need to be around me more. And she needs to be. She needs to learn how to be a woman. She needs to know certain things she does will not be accepted, and it's unbecoming of her. And see, a guy needs to take her to formal places, which will force her. It's going to force her to grow up. No strip clubs, no nightclubs. You take her to formal gatherings. They have a dress code. Other women are there. Professional men, quality men. Not these youth, not niggas on YouTube who declare themselves to be high value, but legitimate men of means and men who have things. Not niggas running around talking about a Google check. That's that, you know, and let's talk. These niggas got a Google check and they think that makes them high value. Bro, you still a nigga. You just a nigga on YouTube. Nothing high value about you. Ain't that something these niggas be running around talking about they high value? Because they got some AdSense money. Whew. But that's where we're at, man. See, and as a man, say you 55, she's 48. As a man, she has to know, she has to let you know that's what she wants. She's ready to change. She's ready to be a wife. She has to let you know that. All that, I got to do it all myself. I don't want to wait. I mean, I have no idea what that means. But once again, her money, look, she got a couple of mil. Good for her. You still the man. You talking to her, you say, okay, well, check this out. I want to buy this house. This house is 400,000. She said, well, I'm not staying in that. So what you mean? I'm not staying in that for this. I'm not staying. Say, okay, well, where are we gonna live? You say it like that. So where we gonna live? Okay. Well, you paying for it. You want, because you say, look, I can stay right here. But you, since you buying the house, I'm gonna stay in this nice house. I'm gonna stay in this nice house. I'm gonna do these things. Like the stream, man. She's just another woman who's hit the wall. Ain't that something, man? They hit the wall. They hit the wall, then they wind up. They hit the wall and they wind up back on the market, man, looking for a man. And as a man, if you're a single man looking for a woman, why you can't deal with women like that. It's sad, bro. I look at Tamar. Look, and maybe I'm wrong. I really don't keep up with the Braxtons, right? I don't keep up with them. I do know the front line song. I didn't know she sang it. I liked the song. But beyond that, I mean, I guess there's one or two. Beyond that, I don't keep up with her music. So for all I know, she's still touring. She's still making music. For all I know, I don't keep up with her stuff. But this notion that you can be all aggressive and masculine and an alpha woman, and you think it's going to come out in your favor, that's just ridiculous. That stuff ain't going to work. That stuff's going to be detrimental to you. That's going to hurt you. Being an alpha woman, that ain't nothing to brag on. That's something you don't want to be. And really, she needs to take a break from all of this limelight and stuff because it's just not working out for her. And the cheeks and stuff that she, her look. Tamar's not very attractive, and she says she don't care about looks. Yeah, but Tamar, the man who dates you, he doesn't care about looks. She's just not a very attractive woman, man. She has a lot of issues, brother. It's late night, man. I want to squeeze this stream in, man. What's going on with you? I see that everybody's over here looking at this Anton thing or whatever. I didn't know nothing about it. I really don't care. I don't keep up with them, so I have no idea what they're doing. Don't really care. Some clown hopped in my chat box. I'll look at the replay, brother. I don't. Why would I care about? I don't care nothing about that stuff, man. When you say it like that, well, like you actually think I give a fuck about them? I don't give a fuck about them dudes, bro. I got my own issues, my own concerns. I don't give a fuck about what them niggas arguing about. Like the stream, man. It's late night. We're gonna light it up again in the morning, man. We'll take your thoughts. That's one thing I like about the YouTube thing, right? I wanted to get it. I love the fact that niggas then took their happy asses on somewhere. Take your happy ass on somewhere. They used to come around this channel all the time. They don't come around, which is fine. I accept that. Troublemaking, stupid niggas. They go down there and listen to Anton and Corey. They can watch them go at it. That's where they belong. He said they will. I don't know what that means. Oh, no problem at all, Big Red Rig, man. That's my pleasure. I saw the thing, and as a man, listen, I don't want to see my sisters. I don't want to see white women. I don't see any woman age out. But it's important. It's very important if you're gonna age out. Hold up, let me block this because these niggas be playing with themselves coming up. Let me see. What's up with you, Freddie?
Hey, Platt, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm ready to cook right now, man. You going in today, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
No, you know what? My main question for I would love some ladies to come up on here tonight And I know everybody
Let
up a
me
little.
explain something. Let me explain something to you. If they want to come, they'll come, but just don't ask them to come. Let them
Yeah,
be
you
who
right.
they want to be. Yeah, don't do that.
No doubt, man. My thing is this, right? When will women take accountability? This whole thing
Never.
is back. This whole thing is backwards, man.
You're
She
right.
48. She 48 up here. We was just talking about the J Lo. This come down to accountability, man. The women don't want to take no accountability no more, and therefore it's a wrap. And the only thing that's making this whole world survive what they think it is, because they think they can go out here and get these simp dudes who gonna take whatever it is
They
to
will.
come
They
down
can.
come to come down the pipe. How is
No,
that
no, no.
working
Hold
for her?
on.
Because
Just let them finish,
you
and then
know,
you go. Hold on. Go ahead, Freddie.
yeah, but how is that
Oh,
really
you can hear
working
me. My
for her?
bad. My bad.
Yeah, we can hear you, G. And it's like, how is that really working for her? Because man, let's go through her roster. She had a real good dude, man. That dude named Vince was the first
Mm-hmm.
dude she was with.
Mm-hmm.
That was a real good dude. We can obviously tell she never cared about money, looks, because dude
Yeah.
had money. Dude was she didn't want to listen to none of
Mm-hmm.
his none of his forte that he was bringing to the table. She didn't want to listen to none of it. And it's like when women on one end, y'all are very powerful, and I'm one here to say that y'all may even be, you need a man to protect and provide and do these things, but y'all running the table right now, and y'all ain't doing nothing with it. All y'all doing is just ruining the world. When will you take accountability to what you have done? And just like you said, Platt, you be at the table with this girl and you telling her, you know what I mean? She see, a man don't have all this family and sisters to depend on, because they're gonna say, man, yo, man up and get your shit right. They're gonna tell you real quick. Even your partner, if he really your partner, he's gonna tell you, man, get your shit right. These women don't. She got another woman on the stream, and she's over here saluting, he ha
Yeah.
ha.
Yeah.
Well, girl,
Yeah.
yeah, you right. And they keep souping it up, man.
The woman, 48 years old, a baby mama, and the woman that's on the stream is getting her patting her on the back. Girl,
Man,
you right. Keep thinking the way you think. Well, it's not working for her. And
hmm
we have to feel sorry for that boy. Now, in her defense, she's rich. So she can have nannies and all of that to take care of him. But I'm saying them Thanksgivings, man. Now somebody told me all her sisters are married except her mother and her. Okay. So I stand corrected. But I was thinking about a 12-year-old boy going to Thanksgiving with a house full of single women.
well,
That's
that
got to be
that
antagonizing to that boy. That's trauma. That's
that
traumatic.
book that's traumatic. And but Platt, let me go even deeper. When you look at all these single mothers, and man, first of all, y'all kicking the dude out the house because y'all want to go with welfare, or think that y'all got this masculinity thing going on and you can run up the bag and all this. Ain't no, let me give y'all a understanding. Ain't no dudes in the school system no more. Dudes done jumped out. Unless you a coach, AD, athletic director, ain't no dudes teaching no first through ninth grade no more, man. So you're if you got a son, he ain't nothing but surrounded by females.
Yeah.
And then all these grandmoms, like let's just take her for example. When she sends him, where nigga gonna go when you want to go on the weekend? Well, I want to go over grandma's house. Cause what grandma gonna let you do? What the new modern grandma gonna let you do? Get away with murder. You can go over her house and write on the walls and do all this extraordinary. It,
That's what grandparents are for now. I mean, come on.
yeah, but
Grandparents are those
nah, it's two different grandparents, bruh.
do you have grandkids?
Yeah, no, I don't got grandkids yet.
Okay.
I ain't that old. I
Well,
ain't that old.
grandparents,
My oldest is my
grandparents,
oldest is 21.
you got to see the world from their point of view. Most grandparents are accomplished, maybe retired twice, two times retired. in their 60s, late
Let
60s,
me
maybe. No. Gotta understand. That's not you. That's your child. They absolutely love their grandkids and they spoil them. Now, you're right. As a parent, you do have to get on them about that. You do. You do have to call them out. Say, don't do that. Don't treat them like that. But that's what grandparents do. They spoil the kids, man.
Yeah, but here you go again, Platt. I disagree with you, brother, and I understand because I had grandparents. We all had grandparents, right? We act
Mhm.
like there's a saying, there's nothing new under the sun. We had grandparents that love to see us come over. My grandmom is 80. I got one grandmom that's 80 years old, just had a birthday, and I got another grandmom that's 88. Man, they done had pacifiers. They still got pacifiers. I'm almost a 40-year-old man. They got pacifiers still of me. They got cup. This is the first cup I gave you, grandson. So, but you know what? I couldn't go in her house and just trample her glass table. There's some consequences. And the whole new modern age, this new word come from them.
Well, hold up.
Be-
Well, hold up. And we got to go to tough guy. We got you, Freddie. Just hold that thought. I as a kid, my grandparents were old. Though. We talking about like in their 90s. They were old,
they
right?
ain't, they ain't let your ass come over that house and just do disrespect and do whatever you wanted to do. There was some ground rules.
When I was a
These
kid, I want to do what I want to do anyhow, and I had manners. But my grandparents, you talking about like raising a finger? They ain't never raised no finger to me. They were in their 90s, man. They was trying to get out of bed, man, and walk.
But if you,
To
but
me, that
Platt,
was
if you,
the last
yeah,
thing they
but
was trying to do.
you giving excuses right now for these modern women. Let me tell you something. If you went
I'm
over your
talking about
grandma's house and she 90 years old, right? 90
I'm not
years old.
talking about 90-year-old grandparents are making excuses for modern women.
Nah, I said your comments are making excuses for modern women because let me tell you, the same women who raise these modern women, they grandparents was living the right way, and I ain't even gonna say modern women because my mom is 60 something years old and I got a grandmom that's 88 years old. If I went over her house, I had an example. I'll give you an example. I went over her house one time. My sister just was following me all around the house, right? She wanted to be under her brother, and we were playing around, and I end up pushing her, and she fell and broke the glass table. You know what, my grandma was old, just like you said. My grandma ain't about to be putting hands on me. You know what she did? She called my daddy, and my daddy was right upstairs. Hey man, this boy over here done got out of his mind. He done got out of his mind. You know what? My dad came down there and disciplined me. And then when he called my mama, yeah, this what went on, and I had to put him in order. And you know what? My mom didn't get in the way. And just like you said, you feel sorry for that 12-year-old. I feel definitely. I'm gonna double that up. I feel real sorry for him because when he go over his grandma's house nowadays, because of this whole modern new shit and modern new stuff going on, they giving him the excuse that ain't no wrong he can do. Oh, he learned it. It's a whole bunch of soft parenting because of this modern woman that thinks she can do it on her own, and therefore even the mamas are even their grandmoms are following it up. And you know why? Because you think Tamar mom want to get into it with
I
her.
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't. I'm sorry. When you say Tony, yeah, when Tony was young and thick, I think what Boomerang was it Hale or Tom? It was one of them in the movie Boomerang. One of them, Hale or Tony Braxton. I don't know if it was
Hmm.
both, one of them, none of them. I don't know. Maybe she wrote the soundtrack. When you talk about that, Tony Braxton, Love Should Have Brought You Home, Tony Braxton. Okay, yeah, I can feel with that. But now this Braxton family vibe, fuck no. I don't. Them old ass. I don't watch no shit like that, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Me
So
neither.
hold that thought there, Freddie. But what's up with you, tough guy?
What's happening, G?
What's up with you?
Oh man,
Think about you,
I had
48
to
years
come.
old. Now now she wants a husband.
Well, uh, that's what happens. I mean, when a woman is all young and stuff, they just exploring and living life, man. I don't really blame them because I mean, at the same time, we be the same niggas trying to hit it. We be the same niggas that be, engaging with these women when they're young, you know. So it ain't like we be like wiping them up, trying to be with them like that. They are
Well,
just
she looking
fun.
for a hubby now,
And
though.
but but it's gonna be niggas like Dr. What's his name? Boyce Watkins, you
Yeah, I
know?
don't think she want him though.
But I'm just saying, not him per
Yeah,
se,
no,
but it's
you're
gonna
right.
be
You're
Negroes like him is what I'm
brother.
trying to
You're
say.
exactly right too, because I had forgot all
So
about him. You're right.
so
Maybe,
so
maybe.
so yes, she's gonna find somebody to marry her, bro. That's what
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
it's uh it's a
Women are the value of women is still sky high.
yeah,
And
man. That ain't
even a
never gonna
woman like
change.
yeah, even a woman like Tony. I mean, not Tony. Tamar. You would think there would be a deficiency, but it's not. It's not. That's
No.
sad too for us as men. That's sad for us,
But
man.
but you just said it. Us as men, that's what created the problem. A lot of men don't have no discipline. A lot of men are thirsty. A lot of men don't be getting sex. A lot of men are going to go after that girl because they ain't getting none. So the girl, when they at that age and all that, they gonna accept whatever too. So everybody just settles. Nobody's really happy. We live in a day and age where you need two people, man. You cannot do this by yourself. You will be hustling three jobs and still can't do it alone. You're gonna be exhausted.
Yep. You know,
I don't care where you live at. Everything is high everywhere now.
no. If you strike out on your own, you don't get college, right? So you take all of these service jobs or whatever, and you work two of them, and yeah, you'll be able to save up enough money, get you a little place, but it's gonna be a bad. It's not gonna be in a good area. So if you put something in it, somebody gonna come in there and take it while you at work. Your car, maintenance, you got to maintain a car. So you got a car, you got you a little piece of car. Um, it's gonna need every year. You got to put your tags on it. You got to oil change. You got to do all of that stuff. Put tires on it, get it rotating. That car costs money. So then you're right. No, you're right. As a man, you look back. You 23, you 24. You realize that hey, man, I'm just working to live on the bottom rung. I'm not even there. There ain't no level up. I'm just working just to survive on the bottom rung of society. You're right. That's why you got to make
This is why
decisions.
most men want a helpmate. They want a woman because a woman makes you better. Do you notice most men that are married and they have children, they make more money, because they have a family to
Mhm.
support. They have that foundation of a family, and people are more willing to help a man with a family than you by your motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
think about it. If you had if you by yourself, you a single man, and you trying to get into apartment or whatever, and they see you doing your thing, you know, you would have to probably have a lot of your shit together, a good credit score, all that stuff. But if they see you with a child, a little boy, a little girl, and you need a place to stay and you trying to do that, they see that it's a different dynamic than you trying to do it by yourself. So people are more accepting to the family dynamic or seeing that you have something to work for type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's just how society is, which I mean is rightfully so. I mean, unless you're being productive, you don't really deserve,
Well,
you know.
let me say this. I'll say a prayer for the man who marries tomorrow. And I wish I could meet him because I'll tell him, hey man, you're right. She's got millions in the bank, but you couldn't pay me millions to deal with her. She's got the wrong attitude, and I don't even know why you want to deal with a woman like that. That is
And
not a wife. But if that's what he's willing to do, I said, man, you putting your sanity, you're betting your sanity just so you can have a car or a truck. Just know what I'm saying? Fuck that, man. My sanity's worth way more money than that. That woman has got a lot of problems.
Oh, that's who we talking about.
Yeah,
Tony
no, she
Braxton,
got money. She got money. Tamar got money. But what I'm saying, I
Tamar
would,
Braxton.
yeah, Tamara's got money. I would tell any man who's deciding to walk that path to date her
Okay, so
that,
Tamar is the reality star.
yeah,
Yeah,
she's one of the
Yeah. Okay.
Braxtons with
Okay.
Tony Braxton. Her like a
Tony is the
former.
singer and
Yeah.
Tamar's the reality star.
No,
Yeah.
Tamara's a singer. Actually, she can see.
Really? I don't mean she
Nah,
ain't
Tamara
Tony.
can sing. Tamara, that's the funny thing about it. She sings beautiful music, man. She just it's
Really?
all.
and I believe she a writer too.
Yeah,
Oh, I
okay.
don't know nothing about her. I just know Tony from Love Should Have Brought You.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
won't left me
you know the oldest
living with
sister.
me.
Yeah, you
That's
know the
all I know.
old you. Yeah, you know the oldest sister, but the second sister. Well, I don't know if she's the second because there's a few of them. But Tamara, I think Tamara's the baby, and she had the reality show, and originally it was with the dude Vince, who was like a music producer. Um,
Mm,
who was like a music producer, and she was on the TV with. She was married with him, big dude.
okay.
yeah, that was her husband.
Yeah, how many husbands you gonna go through? He was a good dude.
But that's the
Yeah,
whole thing is,
but he
man, these
wasn't
women
enough.
nowadays don't know what a good like. If a good man slapped them in their face, they wouldn't. They still wouldn't know what the hell
Oh,
that
you're
is.
right. But he wasn't the man that she. Look, man.
Nobody
Look,
was.
look. The sisterhood. Women gonna have to deal with the fact that you got to make up your mind. Oh, he's not perfect, and you better make up your mind. What man you gonna get with? What man you gonna be
No,
loyal to? What
but
man
that's
you
the
gonna?
thing is, no, they be wanting to get with each other, man. They be acting like they shit don't stink, and then the whole thing when they be doing that, they be like catty with that. So it's like y'all just gotta understand, women are like they make they can't make up their mind, bro. They change their mind from day to day, from hour to hour, bro. You know,
Hmm.
So
that
hold
there's
on.
not they're not stable when it comes to
In
that,
your
bro.
experience, with women, you have noticed or you can affirm that they just their mind just constantly changes.
Yeah, they like first of all, they're like children. They got an old song. I don't know if y'all remember, but girls just want to have fun. Girls
Girl, just want to have fun.
they're kind of like adolescents in a way. And as long as you are satisfying, a lot of it is conditional. A girl says that she loves you or whatever, but if you stop doing a certain thing, if it's not acquiescence, if it's not going to what she wants, you know, then she gonna find somebody that is because they have so many options of men that will, and even guys that they like. This is why they be all butthurt because it'd be a dude that they like that is, everything checks off all the boxes for them, but they still don't even do everything they want. So, they just got a problem with anything and everything because they call men narcissists, but they're really narcissists. They
Yeah,
all about
yeah, that's right. You're
themselves.
right.
This is like me, my, I. If you think about men, it's like us, our, we always thinking about the group and other individuals and other people. But women are just like me and my feelings. So
There's some of them are like that. Tomorrow, and I would tell any woman if you're 21, I get it. You got your Glorilla and your sexy red, and you want to have your fun, but you got to look at that clock. You got to look at that clock, and you got to think about good decisions. You got to think about, okay, I'm a woman. Do I want to age out? My beauty's gonna close out. You got to settle down, man. You can't be like tomorrow. You can't glide to 48 and still be talking about finding a man. That's too old.
but the
And
thing
then,
is,
and then,
they will
and
find
then
a man though,
no, no,
and
no, no.
and it'll
Wait,
be
wait,
kind of
hold on,
successful because these ladies.
tough guy. They're not gonna find the men. They're not gonna find the type of man they want.
Yeah, but
at
the thing is,
48.
there's new millionaires every day, especially now. There's more millionaires and billionaires than there's ever been. Either you got it or you don't. So, again, there's a lot of men that are lame. And yes, it might not be the man she wants, but she ain't trying to be alone.
But
That's
they
the
ain't
whole
gonna
thing
step.
about
See,
a woman in general. Women do not like to be alone. This is why when they say that, peas are obsolete and that's like outdated, that's bullshit because no woman wants to be alone. I don't care if she got a big house on the hill and she makes millions of dollars. Even Oprah got a house in the back with a nigga, just in case, she feeling froggy. You know what I'm
she want to
saying?
play some board games.
I'm just saying.
She want to play some Monopoly.
She rich as hell. She could do whatever she want, but that nigga taken care of. He got his own house. This is the whole thing.
Yeah,
The
that was
nigga got
part of the deal. Yeah,
the nigga got his own house.
yeah,
You know
that
what I'm
was
saying?
part of the deal. That was part of the deal.
Yeah,
Well, look, let me
and
tell
that's
you this. Let me say this to
that's
you.
how a lot of relationships should be, though. Honestly, people should
No,
have their own
they
space,
can't be
their
like
own
that. I get
house.
that. I mean, it depends on you. If that, and then at his age, at his age, I wouldn't say nothing to him. Be like, yo, man, you sleep. You got your own little place. Yeah, man. So what about your girlfriend? What about her? Oh, okay. He said, plus, man, a lot of times, man, I be doing my own thing. I really ain't think. I don't know what she doing. Okay, you're an older dude. He don't want to be bothered. I get that. He got to
Yeah,
step in
and if
there
he want to
before he.
go do some shit with another bitch, he got money too. I'm
I
sure
don't
he
even
can
think
go
he.
get a hotel. He can go do whatever he want to do. You know what I'm saying? He can go
I know,
travel, whatever.
but tough guy. I think a problem is we put those types of motivations on everybody. Everybody don't live like that. Every man is not uh, um, a degenerate like that. His girlfriend is Oprah. They're not married. There's conversations that the man's gay. I don't know. He might be. Um, I wouldn't want to live in a
No, I'm just
house
saying in general, as
behind.
far as women and how like they don't want to be alone. Like they will even have a dog. They'll have a best friend that they hang around and go to lunch with all the time. Like
Mhm.
women do not like, you know what I'm saying? Like they always got something. This is why men don't really have relationships with women anymore because women are going on dates with women. Women are going out with their girls. They got dogs. They got all these distractions. They got jobs. They got every distraction in the world but a man. You understand what I'm
Well,
saying? Like their
they're
whole
gonna have to.
focus is on everything else, but what they're supposed to be focusing on. That's that's
They're
the
gonna have
climate.
to.
That's what the problem with society is now. Because men would be better if they had women that were by their side assisting them to be better. But the thing is, women are just like you already got to have your shit together, and they don't understand building with somebody. They're just looking for good situations, but situations can change. A motherfucker could be a millionaire and then that change next week. That happens all the time. Tell me I'm lying.
Well, it depends. Look, um, Tamar, she's got money. Tamar got fame, and actually, she has talent. Her problem, she don't have a man, and her problem is the men that she talks. She's got a choosing problem. She keeps picking the wrong ones. The things she needs from a man, she picks men who she won't accept those things from.
But that's the whole thing about women, man. They have a choice. See, this is the whole thing even about the game, man. It's called choosing up, man. So like if she choosing, she has that choice. That's a woman's right to choose, you know. And this is
Mhm.
why you want to deal with an intelligent woman that makes good decisions.
You got to. Now, hold up, now
Because
hold up. You said that's wonderful what you just said. As a man, we get it. You want to smash, but man, I'd say by 26, you can keep smashing, but you got to start focusing on what they're talking about, what kind of woman, or where her head at. You got to.
And that's why I say a bitch is stupid if she ain't fucking with me. Because
I
I
got you.
mean, if
I
you
don't blame
if,
you.
if you ain't got some type of intelligence, then you dumb. If you chose to look past everything that we spoke about, especially if we spoke for about a good hour, I'm gonna let a lot of shit loose. So you gonna know you gonna have a piece of my mind. So if you don't meet me halfway, if it's not reciprocal, if I don't see that you think holistically, that you don't take care of your body, that you're not, mindful of the things that we spoke about, then you wasting my damn time. Why am I gonna keep engaging with that? And that's the whole thing too. People be seeing red flags and they still engage with people. You know, you
Hmm.
gotta know how to cut that off, man, because if it's not beneficial, it's a waste of time.
You gotta let them know you ain't interested, man. You gotta let them know you hollering if they talking crazy or they acting a fool. You gonna leave them alone. Um, I know chicks right now. This dude, I don't know what this dude doing. He's a scammer. This dude, he young too. This dude ain't even 30. This dude, them cars that dude showed me. I said, what the fuck? Them rims. I said, man, when you, I'm like, man, you're 30. You like 28. How the hell you do you play in the NBA? He
No, these
didn't.
little niggas nowadays, man, this is the whole thing too. This is why a lot of little niggas and the younger generation don't be listening to the older people because we so stuck in the old school way of doing shit. And there's so many new ways of getting money and doing stuff nowadays. That's why they be feeling like we can't tell them nothing. And this is the whole thing is it is a new way of life. People are connected to a device. We didn't grow up like that. We used to write shit on a piece of paper and remember it in our mind. We used to actually use our brain. Now they got smartphones that make you stupid as hell. And a lot of people can't even spell their damn name without a smartphone. Smartphone, like my nigga Simple Piece said. You can't even spell your own shit, man. You don't even have no intelligence, man. You let the smartphone do everything for you. You know what I'm saying? You may be able to spell, but you let it do it so much that you forget how to spell. Ridiculous.
Yep, Tamar, 48 years old, baby mama on the market looking for a hubby. Uh, she's not telling the truth when she says she'll accept just a good man. That's not true. She could have been found that. She wants the same thing she's been finding. That's what she wants. And she's going to mess that up. She'll find it again and she'll mess it up. And now, when you say you're a man of means and you say, look, if I hooked up with a woman like Tamar, um, I know exactly what she needs. The problem is she going to listen to you, brother? And she's probably not going to. She's going to do what she did to all those other men. She'll be around for a moment. She'll pretend that like she's going to get along, and then she'll start having her little fits, and she'll start
Because if it's a dude,
having her temper tantrums. And then guess what? She got her 5 sisters. She'll wind up going to her sisters and leaving you on the outside.
but that's what you call these. That's what basically she like a renegade, man. They want to do whatever they want to do, and they're gonna find every excuse to do it. So like I said, if a good man came up and smacked her in the damn face. I'm not saying a good man will smack you in your face. I'm just saying, literally, if he's just right in the front of her face, they wouldn't even know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like they would reject it because it's like self-sabotage, bro. You know what I'm saying? You get something good, they don't even know what to do with that value. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it's a shame because it used to be regular women. You remember when back in the day, even when fat women would be a service, you would go stay at their house and eat their food, and they would take care of you. And now they feel entitled nowadays, even fat bitches now. Why? Why is that? Because it's thirsty ass men and the way society is going, you
Hmm.
know. And a lot of it stems from 2020. I'm telling you a lot of this disconnection and you know internet and all this other stuff going on, man, it started from that. And then we are going into the new way of life. We already knew that it was going to change, and things we thought we were going to go back to normal, it is not normal no more. There's a new way of life. There's things that are changing right before our eyes, you know, but the game is always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at shit for what it is, you know, you got to look at it. And when you see it for what it is, take it for what it is. A lot of people will look at something and be like, oh, well, I think it's this. And if you know it's that, then why are you not going to play that card like you know it's what it is? You know what I'm saying? If you
Hmm.
know it's that, then why are you ignoring that? But a lot of people
Yeah.
will look past that And that's what it is, man. People make their
Yeah,
own choices. Whatever you allow will continue, Black.
yeah. Unfortunately, you're right, man. That sort of gets in the way. So let me ask you this, and you too, Freddie. Is there a place? I'm serious, right? Is there a place for the nice guy when we talk about modern women? And now, hold up. Let me give you the nice guy, the guy who doesn't want conflict, the guy who's trying to please, um, and feels like that's the right thing to do, but some kind of way he keep losing these chicks. These chicks lose interest in him fast.
Well, I would say to a guy like that, that it sucks for him because, you get lucky being that type of man to find a good woman that deserves that. you know, because since birth, most men are square. That's what they were taught to do. That's what you're groomed to do is to take care of a woman, to pay for her, and to make her feel a certain way. And then society puts dubs on the shit, especially now with Believe All Women and the Me Too movement. And I mean, this is what happened, dog. This I'm
I
telling
know.
you, it just all happened within the last 10 years as far as severely, like how severe it is, like how
Hmm.
detrimental
And
it
it's
came
a
to
war.
society and to men.
It's a war against masculinity. So the
Yes.
natural, normal order of a man, right? I was watching, and I don't care. You say because I'm talking
And
about
women are
men.
disagreeing with it because they say that if you listen to more conscious women, they'll try to put this, oh, well, we both have masculine and feminine within
And
us.
that's that.
Like, duh,
Well,
bitch, we both have the chromosomes of our mom and our dad, duh, bitch. But if you're a
well,
man, you're a man. If you're a
yeah,
woman,
yeah,
you're a woman. There's
yeah.
certain things you can do, bitch, that I can't. You can
Yeah,
have a
baby, you
whole
gotta watch
child.
the potty mouth. Now, come on, here we go.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad,
Um,
my bad.
it, you have to accept. And I was watching. It was some stuff on Twitter, and there was a ram, right?
Mhm.
And you see it with deer, you see it with lambs. It was a ram. He doesn't have hands. He's got legs. He don't have anything but his head and some horns. And he was trying to get a female, and he came over to the guy and just started battering the guy. They started
Mhm.
backing up and charging each other, backing up, charging each other. I imagine, I don't know, they have thick skulls, but they start just backing up, charging
Like
each other.
Rams, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they were backing up, charging each other, backing up, charging each other. And she was, well, I wouldn't say she, the female was looking, it was observing. And the commentator said, um, she's only going to mate with the one that wins or the one she feels has won. So she's paying attention.
It's like peacocking.
Okay, that's what you think is. Well, I don't know. You think that's peacocking?
Well, I mean, that's what they peacocks do, right? They're trying to show out to be like, look at me. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And she has to make a choice though. And you just said it right there though, who she think won. But that's how the species of woman is. That's how they choose. They want to feel protected, you know? So this is why a lot of women nowadays be talking about money because that is a sort of protection when it comes to security, a roof, a place of peace where they can lay down and be lazy because women don't like to do nothing. Women be playing this, I like to work hard and all that, but they get burnt out. They don't be really liking to do that. It'd be very few women that really like to work like that, you know, very few. Women like to be taken care of. They don't really like doing the work like that. It's just that there's a society, no, a societal norm to be a boss babe and to have this and do all that. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at it, most women can't even do that. You know, most women are more comfortable. I speak with people when it comes to business, right? But most women are comfortable with going to a corporate job and clocking in and getting just like a standard, oh, I know I'm gonna get paid type of thing. They're not trying to put in extra work. That's not a
Yeah,
normal thing, to want more.
I,
Now
I,
society. social, social media will make it seem like everybody's a damn entrepreneur, but most women, got desk jobs, Amazon, they regular just like most of these dudes.
Yeah, yeah, but that women are supposed to. Modern society encourages women to live your best life and go after the guy with the yacht and go after the guy with the money in some kind of way that's going to make you happy. But 5 years, 4 years into that, they realize that that regular guy. I'm not saying a bum. I'm not saying a thug. That regular guy that they were dating made them happier.
That's
It just
because, man, they got social media. That's what I'm saying. They got more ways of
no,
getting contacted. They have more
brother,
options than
brother.
back in the day. Think about it from when we grew
But
up.
brother,
You,
brother. Let me please.
technology, man.
Yeah, just hold up. And Freddie, have you went to sleep?
No, I'm listening to
Oh,
y'all. I'm being I'm
okay.
I'm I'm,
Look,
I'm being a humble gentleman over
I
here.
got you. Look, the nice guy. We were talking about it. Dude in the chat talked about it, and you said beta male. Okay, we're not gonna go there, but we're gonna say the nice guy, the guy, the guy who doesn't want conflict. Okay, and I get that. I'm a man. I get that. The guy who doesn't want conflict with his woman because he looks at it as a being mean or being a bad guy to his woman. He looks at it like she will get upset and leave him.
Mm,
You are going to suffer, brother. You got to have conflict with her. You don't have to do nothing stupid or illegal, but you got to disagree with her, man. And you're gonna have to let her. She's gonna have to make a choice. Does she want to listen to you? Does she want to be your woman or not? You got to pull that out of her. And what I'm telling
yeah,
you is that's best for her. You don't realize it, but in the end, and she'll look at it. She'll realize, I'm so glad I met him. I am so glad this guy came in and he disciplined me and he showed me the right way because
Nah,
I was so wrong. And no man that I dated before would dare disagree with me. I was able to just to act a fool. I could go to the restaurant and cuss out the waiter, and he would just, he shut up. He wouldn't say anything. I
you
could
mean
talk
she is
crazy.
not challenged?
Yeah, I could do what I want to
Yeah,
do. I could talk crazy, and he would just be, he would try and go and make
yo,
things right. And then when a guy says, "Hey, no, we don't do that. No, you don't
yeah.
behave like that," and then he says, "Okay," and she said, "Well, I'm gonna do what I want to do." He said, "Well, okay, that's fine. We won't
you're
be
not gonna
dating."
do it with me though.
Yeah. He said, "Well, we won't be dating." And this
That
is what
ain't
Yeah,
that.
guys don't understand. You don't need money. You just
Yeah,
need value. You need quality. You need to present value to that woman. And you do need to be different than these other dudes. But it's not about being broke, though. Guys keep thinking no, it's about having value with that woman, What the woman over in the corner who ain't doing nothing with you, who gives a damn what she thinks? You have value with this woman. And you got to let her know
you
she's gonna have to act like a woman. She's gonna have to act like a lady. She's gonna have to behave herself when she's with you. You'll take care of everything, but don't disrespect the valet. Hey, watch
that
out. Calm down. Stop. Don't do it. Stop. You got to let her know. It might take a couple of times when she realizes because she'll be wanting to go off. You said, "Don't do that." Okay, and then
uh,
you solve things, and that's what Tamar needs. Tamar doesn't have that. She doesn't have that type of
most women don't.
but most men
nah,
can't.
yo,
Most
Let's
men
be
are
honest.
afraid.
y'all
Most men
y'all
are
keep
afraid. They're afraid to
But that's
do
what I
those
said.
things.
It's the men's fault. It's men's fault that why women
nah. We're
are the
not
way they
going.
are.
Yo,
But a lot
one
of that
thing.
has to do with
Nah,
society and the law because the law has came in to be the
Oh,
men for
brother.
men.
No. I just
hmm.
told you we do it. We unfortunately or fortunately, we all have to adhere to the law. So anything you do, it has to be legal.
But what
Let me
I'm
tell y'all.
saying is a lot of the laws do need to be changed because women do
Wh-
weaponize the law.
Well,
Women
there you go.
women
You
do
do.
weaponize the
They
judge.
will.
Women do weaponize child support. Women do weaponize family court. Women do weaponize the children. There are
That's
certain things in place that do keep men in check. And I am saying it's men's fault because we allowed it. We
Okay.
we you know,
I got you. I
that's
got you. Hold up, tough
that's
guy.
basically what
Yo,
it is.
Go ahead, Freddie.
excuse me for my passionate, but man, y'all just explaining why we cooked because you right, my man. You know everything's been geared up to make a everything's in favor of a woman. But just like you said, Elite, if you went ahead and sat down with this woman at the table, I'm talking about Tamar, and you
Mhm.
went ahead and sat down with her at the table and you told her, yo, we moving out your mother's house, man. We're going, I got a $400,000 credit. We're gonna do this, man. She already had a good man. That's what we skipping over. Don't let's
Well,
not shift this to a 40-year-old baby mama looking for a great man to be in the problems of a man. Yeah, we got our problems. And the only problem that I'm gonna say that we can bring into this is these simp niggas that with anybody who dating Tamar, you a loser. You a
Yeah,
loser because
there
you
you go.
taking on you a loser. So I get that
But
aspect,
there's plenty of
but
dudes
we're
that will.
yeah,
But as you
but
said,
it
they're
shouldn't
losers.
be. It
hold up,
it
hold up,
it it
hold up,
really
tough
it,
guy.
re-
Let him finish. Go ahead, brother.
it really shouldn't be. And the only dudes and like Elite said, the only dudes that's gonna date her, man, and we all know this. It's only gonna be a dude that she can use up for a little bit of time and move on. It's not gonna be the
But
dude
see,
she's sitting up here at
Freddie.
40 years.
Yeah, but Freddie, she's run out of time on that. Freddie, she's
Yeah,
48.
but listen to her. Because there's no accountability in women no more, and because every law goes to women, she's sitting up here with another woman explaining, oh nah, a young guy, he wouldn't be good. She giving you all these critiques as if she was 21, the top of the meat on the top of the shelf.
Yep.
She's still giving you critiques of anything you bring to the table ain't good enough for this woman. You know why I know that? Because she already had a good man. She had
Yep.
multiple good men that was
And
willing
she
to
didn't know what to
marry
do with
her,
that.
and she didn't know what to do with that. Vince was giving her her way. Vince, if y'all watch the show, I used to watch the show back in the day here and there, and Vince would when she would get in her little tantrum, Vince would say, all right, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and steam off. I got a producer. I got somebody else to go ahead. They in the studio. I gotta make sure they good. You know what I mean? You let me know how you want to do it. The nigga have shrimp dinner for her and everything. And he'll bounce off, let her be to herself, and it still wasn't good enough.
It's
We
never
not
gonna be
gonna
good enough,
yo,
man.
yo, 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 what I'm not gonna do is I'm stand up for all the men tonight. We need accountability
Yeah.
from women. And the men that she belonged to Vince. That's what every nigga should be shaming her when. You belong to your first husband. Get on out of here. Your
Well, I
pussy
don't
ain't
know.
good enough.
Well, I don't know about that because they said women
No,
like
because
that.
niggas is
Actually,
still gonna hit it,
no,
man.
that's
Yeah,
the one.
And
yeah,
That's
then
but
it's
the
that's
gonna
the
be
one.
some
problem.
simp ass nigga that fall in love.
That's the one redeeming factor that she probably does have. She probably good,
Well,
in
well,
bed. But
but nah, man, she ain't even giving the cookies up because she wasn't giving the cookies up with the dude. Look, she just
but
said
see
in
right
the
there, well,
interview.
hold on. But right there, that's another thing. How you in a relationship with a woman and you guys rarely are intimate. Like we
Here you go again,
I mean,
elite
no,
platinum.
no,
You
that
putting the
that means
potato back in the man's seat.
the
You
man has
put
a lot to do with the woman, though, brother.
Nah, because we can't. You know why? You know why not? I don't agree with that because she got to choose what she want. She got to choose what she like and what she want. And
Okay, but
listen, right? She was
wait a minute,
already.
wait a minute. Answer this question, and I don't know who Tamar likes. I don't know, but let's just go in general. When you look and say, because for whatever reason, but especially black women, they love young boy. I don't know why they love him. Right? You agree or disagree? They like young boy. They like
She
his.
just said she just said in the interview she wasn't dating no young nigga. She just
Okay,
said that
no,
in the
no. I'm
interview.
asking you because I'm gonna get to her. I'm asking you a question in general. Do you think black women in general like a NBA young boy or his type?
I can't disagree with it.
Okay.
No, I think
I can't
women.
I can't I can't disagree with the fact that the Man,
Women like
we keep trying to put the potato back in the man's thing.
pretty,
Yo, dude,
pretty, pretty boys.
she had a dude, right, that had money. The two dudes she married, they wasn't no chumps. They had more money than her. Yo, and she wasn't sleeping with one of the issues is I'm gonna drop a dime on y'all. I used to watch the her show with Vince. I used to watch the show she had on VH1 or whatever it was, and one of the things he kept bringing up was the intimacy. She was still in this boss masculinity mode, and she wasn't sleeping with this dude. And one of her issues was he was a little chubby guy. He was tall, about 6'3", 6'4", he looked like on TV, but he was chubby. Had all the money in the world though. And she wasn't sleeping with him, and he kept bringing that up to her, like, we ain't had no intimacy, this and this and that and the third, blase blase. But I'm not throwing the potato back in Arlette. If you give her the perfect man that she's sitting up here describing and all of this, she's been describing the same dude since the last two marriages. If you give her the perfect dude, like you said, Platt, when you sit down with her, she ain't gonna take no accountability. She gonna keep leaning on her sisters. She gonna keep leaning on her grandma. She's not willing to follow.
And you know what?
Same with
That is why, and a lot of people, especially black people, think it's cruel. That is why you have to get kicked out of the house. I'm saying once you become of age, now you're a woman, they'll probably let you finish college. Where you're a man, they kick you out of the house. Why? Because you got to be independent. You got to learn how to be independent. Oh, you can't sit here and play video games. You can't sit here and smoke weed. You got to get your ass out. Why? Society's gonna make you quit. Because what? You got to get up and go to work. You got to take a drug test. You got other things to do. You can't waste time playing. You got to grow up. You got to become a man. So that when you hit 48, you start saying, hey, I got to make good decisions with my life. I can't depend on my daddy, my mama to dig me out of trouble. I'm 48. She's 48. And I'm telling you, a lot of it has to do with her sisters. She knows she really don't have to be with a man because she can always lay up and live off one of her sisters. And that's not good for her. She's never been told, hey, don't bring your ass here.
that's why we
Look,
cook.
your husband.
That's
Look,
why we
hold on. That's another thing. Her mom should have told her once she got look, because we keep talking about illegal. If you're doing illegal, that's illegal. That's different. But her mom's got to tell her once she got married is you need to work that out. That's your husband.
yeah.
Why you keep
And,
coming over here? You married. Hey, your
and
husband's all looking at you. You got to go. No, you got to put her out. Say, listen, you married. Get your ass out of here.
yeah.
Stop coming over here. Look, you go home and take care of your man. Go take care of your kid. Why you keep coming over here? You got to wake them up to that. That's not happening to her, but I'm saying that's why she's doing it because she
That's
feels
not
like
happening to a lot of women.
no. Well, it's happening to some of them. I don't know. I don't. The
No.
percentage, I don't know. It's happening to no. It's happening to a lot of women.
y'all
No,
y'all
'cause
ain't gonna like me.
I
Yeah,
know
y'all
when
ain't gonna like me tonight.
I know moms who kick women out when they get married. They tell them don't come back here. You're a married woman. Why do you keep
She
coming
been
back?
she been married twice
You
though,
go home.
Platt.
You
She
go home
Because
to
their mom
your
they be
husband.
nosy, man. They be wanting to know all their business. That's why.
A good mom will make look. A good mom understands. Okay, she thinks she can
ain't
cuss out her husband, fight with him, and then guess what? Run back to her family, and they're gonna take care of her. No, you're
most
married now. Work it out with your
yo.
man. Work it
Whether
out with
they
your
good,
husband.
but this is why I said the grandmoms are adapting to the modern hood because listen, this is what the deal is, right? If you a grandmom, you want to be in your grandchild's life, grandson, whatever the case, granddaughter. You want to be in a life. When she gives that same attitude to her man, oh, we don't need you. We can roll off this and that and the third. I'm gonna go into my mama's house. That same attitude is going to her grandmom, is going to her mother. Her mother is now put in a debacle of do I keep my grandson around Do I keep my granddaughter around, my grandkids that I want to be in their life and I just want to be a grandmom? They have to adapt. This is what I'm saying, Elite. Everybody's adapting to this word modern.
Hmm.
Modern woman. Everybody's adapting, even the grandparents. So now the grandparents ain't gonna say, "Oh, well, you need to go work it out with them," because you know why? The girl might tell her, "You know what? You'll never see your grandkids again," and that'll be what it is because they know that attitude will turn on them in a dime. I've seen it happen. That's what's going on right now. And the real grandmoms who don't give a damn. You know how they got that saying "f the kids," "f the kids," or
Hmm.
the kids need to be left to the man. Look to be a real grandmom nowadays. You got to really go through some pain and hurt because you might hold your daughter up on some shit and be like, "Yo, dude been there. Send him over there with his dad." Nah, he ain't da 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 da. Da. He don't want to do da 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 da. Everybody's adapting to the modern women, which is why I'm saying we cook, move, figure it out, right? Figure it out. As a man, grab your nuts and say that you're a man and stick to them. That's
Yep.
my knowledge tonight because it don't. These modern women are gonna do what she 48 years old. There's a saying that you can't teach old heads new
New
tricks.
tricks. Hmm.
So what do you think? What do you think anybody if she's been getting away with this at 48 years old with a 12-year-old son? Do you really think her mom's been saying she's been through two marriages, was married to the dad that she had this kid by? They booted that dude out. And let me drop another dime. When she was married, Tony Braxton wasn't married. They haven't all been married at the same time. So they're all sisters going through different different life lingos at different times. And when she was the only one married, they say that single women talk other women out of relationships. Let me tell you something. All her sisters, when they was on that motherfucking platform, they would kept telling her, "Yo, you don't need him. You don't need." And that dude was one of the best dudes. She's not gonna get a Vince. Vince was a producer, multimillionaire, more money than her. He had his own craft and own skill and own life, right? That he was into, and he would try to make her like buy her flowers, all kinds of stuff. It wasn't good enough, man. Nothing was ever good enough. So when you do the wrong guy wrong in life, you ain't gonna have no luck. She ain't gonna have no luck the same way J Lo ain't gonna have no luck. Cause you know why? You done already bypassed the good dude who was there, put in the work, who was there, who married you, who was willing to do this and that and the third. All we keep saying, they can go through 10 guys. And you know what we'll say on the panel? Oh man, what's wrong with these guys? What's man, they ain't digging her right, they ain't messing with her right, they ain't man, that accountability. I can go in the court and get armed robbery and blame it on my mom and dad and how I was raised. Dude, I'm a grown guy. When does it come responsibility for you? And this goes the same with the women. When is it a responsibility for you to know what's good for you? You have no logic. At 48 years old, she's still on there with a girl that's probably younger than 30. That girl looked like she's younger than 30 on the interview, and she's sitting up there yapping, and the girl just want to get the views because of her name, who she used to be, the producer she is, the talent. She just want to get the views.
Well,
So she's gonna
hold
she's
on,
gonna
look.
big up take.
Yeah, well, I mean, she did what anybody would have done. That's Tamar. She joined her for a podcast and she asked questions. But yeah, she's still a woman. And we know that we know
Women,
women, yeah, they're
you
gonna
gotta hope.
look out for each other. Look, they're gonna look out
Shit.
for each other. And many of them, I don't know how happy they are, but many of them do. And like I said, I know a group of four women right now. They got multiple kids. One of them She stays home. I don't know. You gotta go find out, go talk to her about that. The other three work, and they pay her to babysit all the kids.
But that's
And
another way of Xing out the man. So you can use your
yeah,
That's what
sisters
I
the
was just
same way
saying.
Tamar. See,
What
y'all
was I
keep
was
giving
just
it. I'm
saying.
not giving tonight. If
That's
y'all
what
don't
I
want
just
me on this
said.
panel tonight, you're gonna boot Freddie up off because Freddie about to speak this truth. I'm about to
I
speak
told
this
you
truth.
they got dogs and
You are leaning on. See,
friends.
a man don't have that whole community. He can have two sisters, three sisters, and you know what they're gonna tell him, bruh, you should be making enough to pay a babysitter or to do this and that and the third. Like you shouldn't be always. I'll take them for a week or two. I'll take them
Shit,
for a month or two.
our sisters actually be leaning on us. They be calling us with shit. Tell me that.
Hello, hello. Yo,
they
I don't
calling
want to
you to
get
get
into details, but I
they
got a story for everything.
they be calling the sisters. We call you to get you shot. They'll be like, he out of control, and
Yo,
you be like,
let me
what?
tell y'all. Hey, Platt, let me tell y'all a short story.
The Negro, hold up, the Negro is so expendable in the black community.
Expendable. You
He
ain't
is
lying,
so
bro.
expendable. They will
It's,
call you. They will say, okay, her husband, everything's Gucci, right?
yeah.
You okay? Yeah. You won't hear from him. You won't hear from him. Then her and her husband going at it, and then 99% of the time it's her fault. They going at it, and she'll say, "You need to come over here." Why? He trying to fight me. So I said, "Well, if I come over, that means you're gonna pit me against your husband." And I said, "I don't want to have a relationship like that with him. The dude's a cool guy. I don't know. Why don't you work out your problem?" They don't care. See, they don't do it. They said, "No, you need to come over here." So then you go over
And
there,
you
and
know,
then boom, you and him got a schism now. You guys don't like each other. And I said, okay, and then you see him the next year, but you guys still got a rift. And I look, you take a look at that and you said, did she do this shit on purpose?
and let me tell you this, Platt. You think that they didn't call grandmom in the midst of that? And what grandmom
No, they
told her
didn't.
because grandmom's the new modern age
Hey,
grandmom.
grandmama
She
gonna tell
knows.
her don't do it.
No, grandmom knows that I want to see my babies. And if I tell her and go against her, man, listen, man, I don't want to go into my story bad, but y'all know I always, when Freddie come up on the panel, I always got a story for everything. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up, it don't matter how old these grandmoms have adapted faster than the men have because they know that that attitude will come their way. They do not want it at all. They don't want that attitude coming their way. They do not want the daughter saying, "Well, your grandkid won't be coming over there," and this and that and the third.
Well,
You know
brother.
what? At the end of the day, you
Hold up,
expendable, nigga. You expendable.
well, I would agree with you on that, Freddie. And as a man, you need to ignore that. I mean, you need to understand and remember that you are an expendable component. And if you're not careful, you'll be
Yeah,
deleted.
but
So you have to remember that.
here we
And
go again.
hold up. You look at it tomorrow. When you look at it tomorrow, and I know you disagree, Freddie, the man who she chooses to mate with, date, sleep with, he's got to he's going to have to piss her off because he's going to have to. She has a lot of work that needs to be done, even at her
It's
age.
it's easy to
And
piss her off.
one thing you do, I can imagine. It don't take much. Um,
You saying you need to be able to make
You
conflicts
need,
so you can try to see how you could
no,
resolve
you don't
things.
have to be fake. What I'm saying is just it's going to be real because of her attitude. So it's going to be conflict. But no,
no,
you can back down. You could say in the for the what we're going to do is we need peace. So because I want peace, I'm gonna keep my mouth closed.
I'm a simp. I'm a be a simp and go against what my daddy taught me and go against all my creeds and morals as a man just to be here in my kid's life. That's what you're saying. And then the men will point fingers at the other men and say, "Oh, he's simping. He being this and that and the third." But what if he's trying to be there for his kid? Because if I took that route, bro, that's the easy route. I'm sorry. I'm dying with the sword in my heart, whether I care or not. I told my son the other day, I am not gonna deal with certain shit that I wasn't built to deal with. Point blank. And see, here's where we go with this modern new shit. They have changed the game for every dude. That don't matter whether you rich, you poor, you got a whole lot of money, you could take care of the bills. Nothing will never be good enough because the one thing that they're attached to is their emotions. She left events. She left this dude. Look him up while I'm talking about him. She left events. This dude was named Vince, and this dude was a producer, had more money than her, was producing her, was putting her on stage, was getting the money in her bag. And he kept simping. Every time she would catch an attitude, he wouldn't argue with her. You right, baby, you right. He go get her some flowers, have some motherfucking high dollar flowers come through the door the next day. And you know what she kept coming to? And well, he ain't the man that I really want. He ain't that LeBron. He ain't got the six pack. He ain't got all of what I want. She left him, went to another guy, which was an Italian white guy, and that still wasn't good enough. At what point? At what point, man? Hear me out. At what point do we get to say, man, you just a bag of loose rocks, and you should be shamed, and nobody should deal with you.
I got you, man. When all is said and done, she's 48. She's not ready. She said she's not going to have any more kids.
She can't have any more kids. I don't know no 48. I don't know no 48, man. I don't know no IVF.
Freddie.
Man.
Freddie.
Man.
Yeah, Fred.
We haven't.
Is she 48 years old? She's a multi-millionaire, Freddie.
But
Freddie,
if she Google.
Look. If she wanted to, she certainly has the money to make it happen. Okay.
I disagree with you, Platt. Look, my sister, I got two sisters, IVF. They had an IVF baby. 48 years old, you past the brink of having any kids. So don't come to me, don't come to no YN, or don't come to no young nigga 37 under, 40 and under and telling me you can have a kid. You can have a kid.
Well, she says she doesn't want them. So
she can't have them.
Okay. You say she can't, right? Okay, that's fine. You think she can't. But what I'm saying, because you're ignoring what I'm saying, she has the money. They certainly have the ability. She could have another baby.
Here's the thing,
brother. You're not talking about. You're talking about a multi-millionaire. You're not talking about somebody on fucking Medicare. This woman can have a baby. They will make it happen. They can make it happen.
I'm $1 million nigga. I don't know. We're not gonna throw numbers in there, but I'm $1 million nigga if you want to be known. I'm telling you right now. Ain't no look it up. Let's Google it and then I'll shut my trap right now. Ain't no 48 mil. Yo,
we'll take.
You know what? I hit the Cash App last night and I'm gonna hit it again. I'm gonna hit it every time I'm on this motherfucker, bro. Because I love. Yeah, last night I was.
You know what, Freddie? You can hit the super chat. And you can stunt. You can stunt on these other niggas. Put 500 on the super chat, man, because you got millions and millions.
Hey, Platt, you ain't telling me nothing new. I donated last night.
I appreciate it, brother.
You put me on the thing. You said Freddie Jr. on point. That was me.
Thank you, sir.
And I see a lot of these. And look, I like to drop $100. I'm gonna be honest with you. I only dropped $20 because I knew it was late in the chat and all of that. But I like to drop 100. I like to drop a Benjamin every time I come up on here, and every time I don't, I calculate that shit up, brother. I want to let you know I appreciate what you do because you have real. Other than that football shit today, wasn't no football, wasn't no women interested in Tomlin tonight. But you keep it going.
Yeah, we don't really talk football, and I get it, but he did retire.
I know. But you kept it going. But you kept the man. I was waiting on you tonight. Everybody been waiting on you tonight, and you gonna see that tonight, man. We mess with you. But yo, Platinum, man, look, 48 years old. Look, somebody Google it for me. Somebody in the chat put it in there. 48 years old. I don't care if you got $1 million to put on that baby. I come from money. I don't come from money. I am a guy who came out the hood, and just like every other black nigga, right? Because of my attributes to life, people were willing to invest in me, m- all crazy types of numbers, right? And I end up getting a family that I am in a will where I can say on this chat, I'm a million. Ain't nobody having no 48 year, ain't nobody having no baby at 48 years old, baby. So we ain't even gonna
Just
talk about
hold,
that.
no, hold on,
Can
hold
you
on,
cook? Can
Freddie,
you clean?
Freddie,
Can you listen?
Freddie. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Can you listen, Freddie? I understand she's 48. Now, she said on the screen, you said she can't. She said she doesn't want them. You said she can't. Okay, now, she's a multimillionaire. I'm telling you, if she wants to have another baby, it's going to cost her money. She can have another baby. And now, as far as her the baby developing and all that, once again, it's a medical issue. They may say it's unhealthy. You're not able to give the nutrients to a fetus to grow a baby at your age, so they might take it out.
She'll be 66 years old at the graduation. 66 years old. Come on, man.
Well,
Who want
66 is old to you.
who want to show up to graduation with that? Cuz come on, man. Like, look, if we
What
gonna
you
say
talking about?
modern
That's your
women, there's
mom. What do you mean? What's wrong with it? She's so what? She's 67. What about it?
yo. Man, if there's modern women, there's modern men, and we don't want no 67-year-old
If you
going to the
75, you might.
18.
If you 75, you might want a 67-year-old wife.
Most of 75-year-olds is dating one and 28 to 35 and
Now
that
I don't know
track.
about
She's
that though. Now,
48.
not 75. Now they're not.
Somebody do the research right now. 48-year-old woman, I don't care how much money you is. There comes a
But
point
normally
where your
she's
money
probably
don't matter. What age? Let me ask you this, Elite.
Freddie. I don't know what's going on with you tonight, but a 48-year-old woman to a 28-year-old woman, that's probably a hell no. I mean, a
I'm
28-year-old man, that's probably a no. I don't want to date someone that's 48. I'm 28. I'm gonna deal with these women, like 5 years younger, 5 years older. Okay, I get that. But a man who's 75, guess what? She's young to him. She's 48. That's young to him. And they do get women. That's the thing. Those are the men who wind up with women like this. Now she can't have kids. What's all the smashing? They ain't gonna do no whole lot of smashing. They're gonna be companions. They'll probably
okay.
smash every now and then, but for the most part, they're gonna take care of each other.
Okay, I don't agree with nothing you just said, man, and that's respectfully 48 years old. Somebody do the math on that, and somebody let me know if a 48. When's the last 48-year-old woman that had a baby? That don't happen, bro. That's I don't care what kind of money you got. That's what I'm just telling you. That don't happen. 48-year-old woman, you can have $1 million, your eggs freeze and all that. It ain't happening.
Mm-hmm. Says it right here. It says yes. Just put it in there. It says the chances are lower than young women due to declining egg quality and quantity, but it's possible. As
But
long as
who
you
has
go,
done it?
as long
Everything's possible, right? But who has done it? Is there any statistics on
as
somebody within
long as
2025 who 48 that had a baby?
as long as she's still ovulating and not in menopause, she can get pregnant. Simple as that.
Eh,
And I said what her
Okay.
you gotta understand. Okay, what you gotta understand is when you have the type of money she has, they're going to make it happen. They're going to do everything they can, every medical way they can find out. They're going to check her out. They're going to make sure she can have the baby. They're going to take blood tests, and then they're going to even administer, you know, so that the guy can get to the eggs. And if they have to, like you said, they'll take them out. They'll put them in they'll do all that. But if she wants a baby, she can still have one. And now if she was on Medicare or some shit like that, you're right. She don't have the money. That's different. But her, she can because of Her money. Her money's, and that's the thing about all of these women. Well, tomorrow, her money's gonna save her. Her money is going to save her. Her family is going to save her. Her sisters are going to save her. You want to know why she's still immature? You want to know why she has this flippant attitude? You want to know why she says she's praying for a man? Her family has put her in that position. She's not dealing with the real world. If she had to deal with the real world, she'd grow up. And like you said, that guy that she did wrong, she'd think twice about, hey, I did a quality man. I had a good man and I did him wrong. I'm not going to do that again. But she doesn't care about that because if she needs something, she's going to call her sisters. If she needs some male stuff, she's going to go through her sister's husbands.
Well, this why we got this why this see, and that goes into another thing, right? This is why we got young men growing up and they don't really have any masculinity in their lives because their dads are not in their lives, and even if they are, they are going against war versus their sisters, the teachers versus grandma. There's so many women around that this man, and I believe she had that 12-year-old is by the dude in events. He's a multi-millionaire. She ain't dated no broke dudes. I can tell you that. The dude she got married with wasn't broke.
Yeah.
So she didn't have no much. She didn't have no baby with that dude who got 5 kids. She didn't have no more kids with Vince, and they multi-millionaires. So, like I said, right, and ain't no reason to feel sorry for her 12-year-old because the dad is a multi-millionaire, man. So he got the best lawyers, to get 50-50 custody to see his kid and do all this. But the whole motto is we'll lean on them. They exposable. They disposable. I mean, it don't matter what money you got. You cook. We cooked because women have been in the NWA has taken this thing away to basically say we're gonna put this thing where no woman has to be accountable to anything. Y'all they got a really lane to do whatever they want to do, lie on paperwork, the courts, whatever system, they can boot you out. You could be the best father in life, and they can find a way to boot you on out of there. And your son will be sitting down peeing. It's crazy. Like we
Well, it's
need
the
to get to
system
the
we live in, man. Unless, like you said, unless we change the system, we got to learn how to deal with the system. Like the stream, man. It's late night. We doing a late night stream, man. We're gonna keep it moving over here. We're gonna keep it going. Tamar, 48. Somebody he brought up J Lo 56. These older women, and there's nothing wrong with being an older woman, but this notion that you don't have to change anything, you're not gonna change and reflect. You're not gonna say, hey, maybe I was doing it wrong. And then you expect a man to come in the middle of that. They're not going to deal with you, and that's what's wrong. That's what they don't understand. Those quote quality men, they're not going to deal with you. You got the wrong attitude. Same thing with J Lo, the Ben Affleck. Look, Ben Affleck's a white dude. He's not going to be aggressive with women. He's not. He don't know how to handle her. He tried. He don't know how to handle her.
that don't make him a bad man. He just don't know how to handle a Rockwiler on a chain. Shit, and neither did nobody else. Nobody conquered these women we talking about.
And
So
that's
it's
why they're
like,
single.
what makes you think the next dude gonna be better than you don't get older and aged and then get something better all of a sudden in life. It don't life don't work that way.
Um,
That's
for a man or a woman,
I would say for both. What do you
I
know had better
disagree.
statistics in his? So you think
Oh, I disagree. A
So
success.
LeBron got better
We're not talking. Well,
statistics, and
LeBron's married.
it
LeBron's
don't
married.
matter. But I'm talking about just in anything and anything.
I'm
Is it?
telling you, that as a man, uh,
Hear
who
me out, Platt.
is successful, also who dates women who appreciate him and understand his success, does better as he gets older.
No
Period.
doubt, no doubt. But
You
I'm what
said
I'm
they do.
saying is what no doubt. I'm in agreement with you in that. But what I'm saying is, as a man or a woman, you don't get older in age and things become better for you. Like it's for what I'm saying. Uh, LeBron is not going to be getting better stats than he was at 25 and 26, 27 years old at his age now that he's coming on. That you Frank name any Hall of Famer, baseball, football, hockey, whatever. You don't get at your late ages and start putting up better statistics than you did when you were younger. And with the women, I'm saying you don't get 48 years old like this woman and then go through two marriages or 56 like J Lo, go through four marriages and then think you're going to get better. It don't work that way.
Well, it could, but when you talk about J Lo,
Okay,
when you talk about this,
whatever we got.
it's not just her. There's a whole bunch of women over 50 that's single now. It can. It's up to them. It's Are they going to change? Are they going to continue to be the man in the relationship, or are they going to be women in the relationship? Are they going to let the man? They picking the man. This is the thing. You picked them. Are you going to let the man you pick be a man? Or
Eh,
are you gonna do like Oprah, like we said, like you just said, Oprah, and emasculate? You gonna deal, and Oprah's Oprah. Oprah can do what she want to do. She got all this money and stuff. But are you gonna be like a Oprah, and your man has his own place outside the house, and he could come inside to play put a puzzle together?
Man, I don't care how much she paid me to go in that. I'm good. I don't know. See, we got to get back to morals, and we got to get back to where money don't rule your morals anywhere. Because if any man could be bought, you know what I mean? That's the issue right there. You could be bought, then Tamar gonna have a man by Friday. We speaking on this today. She gonna have a dude by Friday. If a dude can be bought, she gonna have a good man and some dude to come on Power 99 and show off by
Uh,
Friday.
That's fine. That's fine. He can. And you're right. She got that, so she can get that. I hope it work out for her, because that's been her problem. What you got on women, they almost have to like the guy. It's very hard for them to deal with a man they don't really like. Even if he's a good man, he pays bills, he loves her kid, he puts her first, he goes to church, he prays about her in front of her. If they don't have a desire for that guy, if they don't really have an attraction for him, they're going to wonder. They're going to want to deal with somebody else, even despite him being a great guy.
I
And
agree with that.
that's what Tamar's problem is. I know that.
Yeah,
I can look at
yeah.
that and tell. Because, like you said, those guys weren't bad guys. That's Tamar. It's
And that
not.
was in her prime when she was singing, putting out. And I believe she's a songwriter, and she's a very good songwriter. You know what I mean? But like I said, right in her prime, she had that dude Vince that didn't work out. She's not
Mm,
in her prime no more. There's a lot of Botox going on. Them YNs don't like none of that Botox, even if they can pay that money. And if you're 75 years old, she gonna have to act right for you to bring her on your roster and do anything. But my thing is, she's gonna have to get the scraps of life now because it just there ain't that much simping in the world, and she wouldn't even if a dude showed up and said, baby, I got 2 million. That's all I got to my name, and I'll spend it all on you." She still ain't gonna take that. So, so like you know, we we can't put this thing where like the women are I love women and y'all got to take accountability in some way. Come on, we can't keep doing this. We got to get back to men and women together, loving each other and a woman actually being having some femininity. She on there and here's the other thing. If I was Tamar, let's just say I was her executive manager. I'm gonna put her in an interview with a dude so we can match her up with some guys who might really, really, be feeling her and be willing to take that chances. And I'm going to try to say, hey, look, let's go on this interview and let's show that, we ready for something new. We don't need to talk about the past. Let's just show that we ready for something new. She went on here bashing men and and everything in the past, just to say what her preferences is.
That
Man,
40-year-old, 48-year-old baby mama looking for a hubby. Tamar Braxton's on the market. She joins plenty of other women on the market. My thing is, if you're going to deal with women who are older like that, 50, 45, 50, and with children, you gotta make sure they're mature. If they still want to be sexy red and stuff like that, you don't want to deal with women like that.
so
You
do
just
you
don't
blame
want to
them?
deal with, huh?
But like you said, Platt, right? You take her to the dinner and you say, "Do you want a man?" And you telling her, "Look, we gonna do this," and she's like, 400,000.
No, no, no. What
I'm
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 saying is she's a multimillionaire. So what I'm saying as a man, to show her you don't want her money, you could say, okay, this is the house I found.
yeah,
Now she's a multimillionaire. She may look at you and say, I'm not living in no $400,000 house.
yeah,
And you say, well, okay, well, you said that. I didn't say that. I've never needed, I don't need your money. I don't want your money. But yeah, I mean, if you want to live in a better place, let's make it happen.
yeah. Because even look, even at a dude that can go ahead and get a 400,000 crib, even if it's a couple million or whatever above her, is at the price range she at, you can still bring something to the table to make her, not even look at the mortgage, because there's ways to swap that up, you know what I mean, and do that. But it's like, man, what dude in their right mind? What dude in their right mind would take a 40-year-old and you gonna be a stepdad, can't have no kids, and you gonna give this lady something that she already had. And I'm gonna be honest, the house that she had with Vince,
Mhm.
I think it was like a $5 million home. So and that was back in the day. I don't know how much square feet
Yeah.
it was, but that dude had a laid out crib. It was good enough to be on TV and her doing her show, for her not to have no complaints about it. You think you're gonna top that and not be expendable?
Yeah, but
Man, it
she
don't
she
make.
wasn't happy with that guy. I know. I don't think nothing was wrong with that guy.
She ain't happy with no guy though. So we
Well,
we
she
ain't
better
we not.
hurry up and get happy because she's turning 50.
Nah, she ain't gonna never get happy. This is where accountability comes in, and for men and women. You can't just screw every girl over in your life and then think you gonna get a good woman and everything gonna roll your way. And it don't work that way. And that's the same thing for women.
Uh, well, Tamar is back on the market, man, and we know a lot of men are beta males, a lot of men are simps, but I don't think that's what she's looking for. All of this stuff about the potential to go to jail and stuff, I get that, and you should take that into account. Any man should take that into the account. Well, man, she might get mad, and next thing you know, I got to get locked up. That's a bad woman. That's not a woman you want to date. That's not a woman you want to date. We got to stop playing these games, man. When these women are with men they want, they act right. Guys don't want to admit that. They want to just make it seem like, okay, she did me wrong. She do all men wrong. No, get out of your ego. If they thought you was the man they really wanted, and yeah, the whole Chris Brown thing, right? Do they like Chris Brown? Yeah, they like Chris Brown. If they was dating Chris Brown, would they be acting a fool like they act with you? No. Well, what's the difference? What's the difference? They don't even know Chris Brown, but they would act right with him. They know you, but they don't act right. Yeah, that's you got to address that. You got to say, hey, you can't do that around me, and don't tell me you can't because I know you can. You don't do that. When we go out to eat, listen to me. Come here. When we go out to eat, don't lose your temper with these people. They're handling our food. They'll spit in our food. they'll put things in our food, yelling and arguing with them. Don't do that.
Hey, Platt, let me ask you a question. You think you said you brought up Chris Brown? He had Rihanna, and we all know what happened with that. So does that?
They've been together since then. They had a bad episode, but they've been together since that moment.
Yeah, I bet they did. But she married the simp nigga that's willing to follow. She married the
Um,
nigga that she can control.
hold up. You think ASAP's a simp?
Well, they got it on Evolve that he following, and they broke it down. And I looked at it the other day. They had it on the panel, and he's following. I think that's a dude that she. I think that she settled. I think that she
He
settled him
do be
like she
doing
didn't.
crazy shit, man. He be wearing high heels and barrettes
Yeah.
and shit in his head. Yeah. No, I know he gonna say it's a fashion statement, but I don't know about that, man. I don't know, bro. You can say what you want to say, bro. Pigtails and fucking heels. Yeah, you're a grown ass man. You let her put pigtails in your fucking hair and high heels. Maybe she on some petty shit, bro.
Maybe that's what he need to
Maybe
do
you
the
want
whole.
maybe you one of her hoes.
Hey,
If
but look,
you let a woman put pigtails in your hair and high heels and put you in a tennis bra with some baggy jeans and talking about it's a fashion statement, nah, bro. Fuck that. You tell her you wear this shit. I'm not get this shit off me.
that's gonna make her mad, Platt. That's gonna make her get on that modern attitude. He know he'd be shipped out the house quick. Don't play with me, boy. Don't play with me, boy. That's what they talking to these dudes now. Don't play with me, boy. I will put you in place. I will expose you, boy. Man, look,
That's sad, man.
we gotta have morals as a man. You gotta have morals, man. You gotta live and you gotta die with them. Unfortunately, and unfortunately, this world is rough. I'm on the man's side. This world is rough for us guys, and we gotta maneuver through it. But that don't mean you got to bow down and give your crown just to get in. And you see all the dudes. Would you trade ASAP Rocky life to be with Rihanna? Would you trade that life to take his shoes?
Oh, hold up. Yes, I would. I don't have a problem with Rihanna, bro.
So you'll put that dress on that she tell you to put on.
No,
You'll
I'm not
put
gonna
what?
do that. See that? I know how to say
Nah,
no.
that come part of it, bro.
No, it's not.
That
That's
you
not.
can't
No,
do that,
it's
Platt.
called saying no. No, I say no.
No, no, Platt.
No. It's
You
then we just
replaced.
hold up. Then we just talk about how men are afraid to create conflict, or they're afraid of conflict with their woman. Then we say that, and
But
how
that
men.
comes.
No.
But
We
that
said no. We said men got to
you
get
move.
beyond that. And then when I talked about ASAP, I'll say, yeah, I wouldn't do that. The shit that she be dressing them up. You can't wonder like what's going on. Um, no, I would tell her up
You
front that no, I'm not doing anything that's not masculine. I said I'm not putting no barrettes
okay?
in my head. I'm not doing anything. I'm not
You
painting
think
my nails. I'm not wearing no lipstick. I don't want
you
no
think
eyeliner. I'm not doing anything that's associated with a female. I tell her up front that.
Platt? You think that wouldn't cause a rift? You
It
think
would,
that
but
wouldn't
I'm
cause a
not
rift?
afraid of it. But it's my point. Of course it would.
Well, you wouldn't be on Vogue magazine with her. That's what my point. You
Understood.
not going. She gonna replace you, brother.
Okay,
Or she
replace
gonna be,
me.
or she gonna be on the internet saying, "Oh well, he was this and he was that, and every time I brought up an issue, he had a masculinity. He was toxic masculinity. He couldn't keep his shit together."
Yeah, no, well, I mean, she can say whatever she wants, but no, I wouldn't tolerate that. I just leave.
Well, ASAP Rocky is tolerating that. He's doing what he got to do to hang in there. That's why he's looking a fool that we think he is. He got to do whatever he got to do to kind of, you know what I mean, to not cause conflict, bro. Girls like dressing up and shit, man. If you go to her dressing room and they like, yeah, we're gonna put your man in this and this and that and third, okay, yeah, I like that. And then that nigga come over there saying, man, I ain't with this shit. I ain't putting this on, and you got me over here dressing. She gonna say, nigga, you fucking up my photo shoot. You you are fucking up my photo shoot. This is about me, not you, dude.
Yeah, well, she does have a lot of money, but no, I wouldn't wear the tennis bra
She
and the
gonna say,
high
all
heels.
right. She gonna, you know what the
You,
next
you
post
would
gonna
see,
be?
you know what,
Platinum.
you know what,
Look. Let me
you know
get,
what, you
let
know
me
what
get this
Rihanna would
one
see.
platinum.
Do you know
Platinum.
what
You gonna be
you know what
platinum. Listen.
Rihanna would see? You know what she see? She would see outside the dressing room, outside her room, a set of heels and a tennis bra, and I'd be like, I'm not wearing that. And then I would
Yo,
go put on me
she
some
gonna
Timbs. I put on
she
me some Timbs
yeah.
and a Allen Iverson jersey.
Nah.
And I
You know
go
what?
wherever I'm going.
You
I
know
go
what
wherever I'm
the
going like that. I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
yeah.
I'm not wearing that.
You know what the title gonna say? It's gonna say Platinum Elite failed to failed to rise to be a man that Rihanna needed. That's what they're gonna have on the main title. You failed to, because they're gonna put all the blame on you. You know, they're gonna put all the blame on you. You were toxic masculinity. You could not handle a woman having her day and enjoying your woman being the front front forward, the front, you know what I mean, title of what was going on, and you got upset and got aggressive.
I got you.
That's what she gonna have on Vogue, and instead of you following her on Vogue with the baby, you now it's gonna be well, I'm a single woman because my man couldn't uh he couldn't let me be a woman. He couldn't let me shine. He
Got
jealous.
you. There you go. I got you,
And
man.
and the whole world gonna be like, man, what's up with this nigga Platinum?
I got you.
Nah, man.
And you know what? We're gonna let you have the last word on that, man. I'm fighting going to sleep. I'm about to fall asleep. So
Yeah,
when
I
that
got you,
happens,
Plat.
yeah, when
Now
that
I know you.
happens, I have to get off because I actually will fall asleep.
Yeah, and I know you, man. And you done had a long day. And my
And
my my,
it ain't
my
gonna
last
stop. I
my
got a few
I'm
things I got to do. Football season is over.
yes,
We finna turn
sir.
it up. We finna turn it
Don't
up.
don't stop, man, because you talking about them YouTube dudes. You got to get this check, bro. These people love you, man. Little do you know, man. But
I don't know
yo,
that. I don't know
yo,
that. I don't know
uh,
that.
well,
They don't love me.
I'll
They
start
don't.
dropping these Benjamins in here, and I
They
need to
don't
get
love
up
me,
out of
brother.
here.
I'm telling you,
They
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 don't.
they do. No, they like this conversation, man, because I'm looking at your numbers and they keep rising. This is how all these dudes been getting it, and you a real one. But anyway, like
I
I
got
say,
you.
man,
I,
you
I,
fellas, if
mm,
any fellas hear me tonight, grab your nuts, man, and
uh-oh.
you got to make a decision. This is about your life. And until we start holding that, just letting them be, and they're gonna have to hold themselves accountable. If nobody comes in her DMs and Tamar's DMs, guess what? We won one. We taught a we taught a we taught a
They'll
we
be
taught
there.
a we taught a lady to get in order right. Let them simps go because there's only so much they can
Yeah,
simp.
I
So
don't
so
like.
so
I don't like high cheekbone. I don't like high cheeks.
man, all that stuff. She was beautiful in the beginning. All that extra stuff her and her sisters done. And if you look at it, her the what's the Tony? Tony did some
Mm,
extra stuff to her too, man. All that stuff. She
I got
was
you.
beautiful in the beginning. And I wouldn't be so
Uh,
hardcore against her if it
uh,
was all natural, but none of her is natural. Yo, grab your nuts and say I'm a man, and just go to just deal with yourself, man, because you're going to put yourself in, you're going to ruin your life dealing with a 40-year-old baby mama. And
There
that's
you
how I
go.
dropped the mic.
There you go. Like, share, support, man. We appreciate you, brother, Freddie. We finna go ahead and shut this down. I'm about to fall asleep as we speak, man. And we know how that one. What happens? I'll fall asleep in about 6 in the morning. The stream will just be running, so we ain't gonna let that happen, man. Look,